From author Brian K. Morris comes a tale of irreverent holiday horror, told with much inappropriate humor. Dr. Victor Frankenstein creates the spirit of giving himself. Ho, ho, ho! Santastine, or the post-holiday Prometheus. Available at Amazon.com. Get your copy today.
Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. Ready?
Ready!
Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore with your host, Brian K. Morris, independent publisher, freelance hybrid author, award-winning playwright, and former mortician's assistant. Beware, beware. That might not be a phone jingling in your pocket. Join the Nevermorians for morning mischief and madness at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 Central. Your sense of humor is the only thing you need to wear.
And good morning, everyone. How the heck are you? Hope you're having a great Friday. Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore. I'm excited. It's the end of the work week. Now, we've got some crappy weather coming in over the weekend here in Indiana, but we're ready to be holed up here at the compound, me and my honey. So anyway, I hope you've got a great weekend planned yourself. Anyway, thank you for watching us, whether it's live so you can interact with us, or whether it's on the rerun later on and you can enjoy it at your leisure. And get up and go to the bathroom when you have to. That's important for a lot of us. Anyway, thank you. If you're watching us on Facebook, please, if you enjoy any part of this video, please give the video a like if you would, please. And thank you to Brian Rodman for sharing this video already. Please share it if you could. Also, please like the venue you're on if you haven't already. If you're on, say, the Rising Tide Publications page, please like that page and follow all the great content we put up on there daily. Also, if you're watching us on YouTube, which is really where you should be, because of the better sound and picture quality, please smash that thumbs up on the video if you enjoy it. Plus, if you would please give us a like, a reaction, something that really helps us out. And also, please subscribe so you won't miss out on anything else we're going to be doing. All kinds of special programming soon, and you want to be there for that. And be sure to ring that bell so that you get notification of it at all times. And this show is brought to you, as always, by Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you, because it matters to your readers. So it should matter to you quite a bit. So get the expertise you need from Plasma Fire Graphics, plasmafiregraphics.com. Also, they have a page on Facebook, as all good children should have. Also, we want to give a shout out to GeekInsider.com. Check out their amazing shows on that YouTube channel there. Also, GeekInsider.com and Wild One Forever, featuring Meredith Loughran, who was on last night's Clever Title Pending, and she was amazing. Please watch that show. There was a lot to unpack, and there's a lot to learn. She just got off of a very successful Kickstarter campaign and had a lot to talk about last night, so please check it out. And also, great big shout-out to our supporters on Patreon, where for a reasonable monthly fee, you can get all kinds of goodies from me that a lot of people won't see yet. You'll get first glimpses into works in progress and special blogs, all kinds of cool things for reasonable prices. So check us out at www.patreon.com/Brian K. Morris. And many of our friends here also have Patreon pages. Please check them out as well. Now, you're probably wondering, Brian, why do you have an earbud in when you don't listen to anyone? Well, the fact is that we may be having a special guest later on this morning who will be sneaking in because they've got an announcement, and we told them they could. We're trying to help these people. So anyway, that's what we do. But anyway, let's get to your comments, because really I'm boring as dishwater and you guys are exciting. And Gospel Jake, who is his own stuntman, got here at 8:41 and he survived. I'm glad to hear that. You know, there is a verse in the Bible about do not test my protection of you. And I think you want to start listening to that. And Trevor Hawkins is right behind him. Glad to see you, brother. Glad to hear that, Jake. Yes. And Teresa Dunn, all these wonderful people on YouTube. Good morning to you too. And Gospel Jake says there's no concussion, but I'm really sore. We'll take that as a learning lesson. And there he is, the legend of the Traveling TARDIS LLC. That means he's official. Arise, Friday Morris Monster, arise! The YouTube 100 Topless Challenge is on. Michaela Jaden, the new legend of the Traveling TARDIS LLC, to make it to 100. The loser has to. Well, he has to do something. But anyway, no, they're going to show each other. They're going to show each other themselves topless. And I think, Michaela, I think you ought to give the same prize to whoever is, like, say, the 37th subscriber to your YouTube channel. Oh, wait, that was me. Well, see, at least, it'll be appreciated. And Gospel Jake says he's lucky he didn't get brain damage. Blacking out isn't a good sign. No. And brain damage is not for you to decide if you have it or not. I can tell you, I've been told about my brain damage many times. And Carl Witzman, good to see you. Looking forward to the green room tonight. Hope you have a great evening not planned for us. Cookie will be home, so maybe she and I will indulge in an adult beverage and make our way there. And good morning to Carly. Carly, mwah, glad to see you, kids. Hope you all are well. And too much fanfare. The Dark Pope arrives. Too much fanfare, says Trevor Hawkins. And the Dark Ambassador is greeted himself. And Michaela Jade, mwah, to you. Hi, guys and gals. Yes, Michaela has a YouTube channel that needs some love. Let's get her to her goal, 100 people. She wants 50. I want her to have 100. So please, I posted it on my page, an announcement for Michaela's YouTube. I want her, if you could share her message today and get some people to sign up for some great content that is to come from Michaela and the Dark Misses is acknowledged. And Eggs and G Studios, morning Brian, morning all. Saturday is almost here. Oh, thank God for that, because tomorrow, Joe, I don't know if you knew this, but I've got this great interview happening tomorrow night at your channel on YouTube. At Eggs and G Studio. So please check that out tomorrow night. We welcome your questions, your involvement, and I'm looking forward to hanging out with you for a while, Joe. It's going to be a lot of fun. And don't forget, on the Rising Tide Broadcast Network, of which I am a part, tomorrow night, hopefully we'll have a Stupid O'Clock episode at 11 p.m. Joe Dog McKeel has been having various household ownership problems with the water lines, so we understand his distraction. So anyway, please tune in tomorrow night for Jody McPhee and myself having a great conversation, I'm sure. Looking forward to it, Joe. I really am. And then Stupid O'Clock right afterwards, but don't leave until we're done. Anyway, and there we go. Hello there, friends and foes. John B. Pica, good to see you. You are a friend. Hope you're doing well. JohnPica.com. Check out all the cool stuff this man does. And tomorrow morning on Behind the Cereal Box, he's going to have some great pop culture discussions. Gonna love it. And Michaela J says, I need some subs. I mean, YouTube subscribers. Why can't they be both? But we won't get into that. That's for the after hours show. Anyway, check out Michaela Jade's brand new, or fairly new, I should say, YouTube. She's finally paying attention to it, just like I started doing earlier in 2020. And thank you to everyone who subscribed to my page, the Brian K. Morris Rising Tide Publications page. Excuse me. So I'm excited. We are still getting subscribers, I'm grateful to say, and we are promising some new content coming down the pike soon. Speaking of which, new content, I want to promote myself for a moment here. Please go to risingtide.pub as soon as you can and sign up for my newsletter. The next issue will go out, I believe it's Monday evening at 5 p.m. Eastern time. And either go to risingtide.pub and sign up today, or please contact me, DM me via Facebook Messenger, and give me your email address. And then you have to verify it like you're not a robot or anything. Everybody knows you're just androids, so it's okay, or cyborgs. But please sign up for my newsletter. We finished the video for it yesterday. I'm just wrapping up the issue, and we post live appearances. We actually have spent the last week verifying live appearances, which could come off. We will have to see, but we'll keep you posted, and you'll get it if you sign up for the newsletter. Got to put in the secret links and the big quote this month. But after that, we are ready to rock, and we are ready to roll. Speaking of rock and roll, there's Brian Rodman. Thank you for sharing this program, sir. Good morning, my fellow Brian and Nevermorians. As we exit this week, let us shake off the gloomy gloom dooms and grab this weekend by the enema strings. Hope they've been washed first. And make this world a better place with our creative plan to take over the world. Laugh like a supervillain. I love that. Anyway, Brian, good to see you. I hope you got a great weekend planned. And hey, I'm here. Had to go post my link on the other platform. Good work, girl. Good work. Now, everybody, please sign up for Michaela's, Michaela's YouTube channel as a fellow Nevermorian. And Michaela, if I get you a few, maybe you could send me a shot too. But anyway. I want my reward. Kelly Austin, good morning. Good morning, Brian. Speaking of coffee, which Kelly and I were talking about before the show, what is your favorite flavor of brew? Are you one of those people who just likes their coffee plain and unleaded? I do occasionally have mine with sugar and cream as kind of a dessert coffee, but it's usually when I'm on the road and I need the sugar high to keep driving. My favorite type is Tim Hortons. And for those of you who don't know, he's a former hockey player from Canada who started a chain of coffee shops, kind of like the Canadian version of Starbucks. They have a medium roast that actually tastes like a dark roast, and it's very light, very beautiful, very balanced. And that's my favorite type. Most of the time I take mine with my cafefe without cream or sugar, like this morning. Now, this morning I am drinking, we have a 5-cup pot. That way it's always fresh. We have a 5-cup pot, and it's 2 scoops of regular Kroger brand coffee, which is quite good, and 3 scoops of peppermint mocha from Starbucks. And this way it tones down the peppermint a bit. And it's a really nice blend. What I also like is Michigan cherry. I like to grind, get some fresh beans and grind the Michigan cherry about half and half. And again, because sometimes the regular flavor, if it's 100% flavor, comes out a little strong. But so sometimes I cut it with regular coffee. But generally, I do, when I'm at home, I almost always have it, just unadorned. Not just because I enjoy the flavor of coffee itself, but it's also, I think it's a little better for me, and I don't need all the extra calories and fat and all. So anyway, that shirt, my goodness, let me clutch my pearls, my fine sir. Looking good this morning, my fellow Brian. Well, it's a special occasion, my friend. You are here. Michaela's doing her power grab here, and Christian Basil has also got some news. I've just revealed the name of our potential guest star when he shows up. But anyway, he knows the way. But anyway, we're going to give Michaela the love because Christian isn't here. So anyway, but thank you, Brian. I appreciate that. And liked and shared on both FC and YT. All right. Thank you, Carly. That's good. Let's get that message out. And Joe Dog McKeel. I am here for a bit, but before I go play in the yard, getting tired of this 95-year-old plumbing. Yeah, I hear you. Mine's from... my personal plumbing's turning 65 in 6 weeks, but no, the house, we have a house that's, it was made 80 years ago. And unfortunately our plumbing is, for appliances, fewer water using appliances. We didn't have dishwashers back then, and the water requirements for washing machines was quite modest compared to now. And so we have gurgling, we have backup, and unfortunately, we have an aerator on it, and we were told that if we wanted to double the diameter of the pipe and bring it up to contemporary standards, we'd have to drill into the foundation. I'm not real keen on that, mostly because of the expense. So I'll put up with gurgling, and we'll roto-rooter out the line every few years. But Joe Dog, I feel your pain, brother, and hope you can get Stupid O'Clock running tomorrow night. I think that'd be a good release for you. You need to vent. And good morning, Nevermorians. Been a busy week for Nicholas Anthony Tockert. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you are too, sir. It's good to see you being productive as always, my friend. And check out tonight at 8 p.m. on YouTube. Nick has a show called the Historical Fencing Guild. If you want to see some high energy education, that's the place for you. Nick is a great host. Wonderful information coming out. And check him out on Amazon for The Simple Sword, which is a fantastic reference book for any writer or artist who is doing sword or knife play. And also Big Stompy Robots, because it's just fun. It's a fun game. And morning to you, Grant Lankard. Hope you're doing well this morning. And morning, I decided to charge my comic books $4.99. That way I don't overcharge folks. Phil, that's good. If that's the price you're comfortable with, then definitely go for it. I saw you were posting it last night on Clever Title Pending, but it wasn't germane to what we were talking about. So, and again, please check out Clever Title Pending. We had a special episode last night with Meredith Loughran of Wild One Forever and Geek Insider and Terraform Comics. She has just completed an incredibly successful campaign for her very first book. Not comic, but a book. It's a anthology of short horror stories. And we wanted to grill her before reality set in and the pain of fulfillment began. But no, we kind of debriefed her on it, and she had some great insight for people who are considering crowdfunding, which I think is a great venue. I think it is going to be a viable means of distributing your comics. And we're seeing this now in comics, or your comics and your books. In particular, there was a hugely successful campaign featuring Keanu Reeves, who came up with the concept for a comic book that Marvel writer Donny Cates was working out with Ron Garney, who's been a Marvel artist like for freaking ever. Classic runs of Captain America and Kazar under his belt. And, it's attracted a certain bit of ire from some comic creators who think that he's taking their money, which isn't true, because if you had the right product, you'd be getting your money. But, if it's, and yeah, there's a certain amount of name recognition with Keanu Reeves, but just the same. If your products, there are still people who are making their nut on Kickstarter with Keanu around, so I don't think it's a valid argument. But anyway, Kickstarter is becoming a great way to distribute your wares and to build your fan base. So it is something we're going to be doing this year later on. But Meredith had a lot of great things to say last night, and it was so fun to talk to her again. And we promise she will be back on. And Donna Carleen says, and I'm going to mispronounce this, darling, Daij Ryu was a unique, peace-loving red dragon with an eye for human wenches. Rhiannon was the daughter of a whore who served only food and drink. When they meet, sparks fly, but can they fly for eternity? And what is the secret of Rhiannon's paternity? Check out Barnes & Noble's Dragons and Wizards by Donna Carleen. Check that out, or on Lulu.com. Please check out that. It sounds like a fantastic book, Donna. Looking forward to that. It's how cool. And yeah, poor Joe. I agree, Carl Witzman. And let's see. Oh, comment dump. I got all kinds of cool people I can talk to. Oh boy. And I feel for you. We've had to replace so much in this old house. Yeah, we've only been ours about 4 years, and we're looking at having to replace windows, beef up the insulation in some very difficult to reach places. So We feel the pain. Jeffrey Hayes made it through to another Friday. Yay! Good morning to all. Hope you have a great weekend. And check out Plasma Fire Graphics when the look of your book matters to you. Thank you, Jeffrey, for all you do, man. And looking forward to what you're going to be doing with Bobby Nash and Prose Press this year. You're going to be seeing a lot of Jeffrey Hayes and 95-year-old plumbing. Yikes, says X&G Studios. Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, we had a problem initially with our electrical system here in the house. We still had like 1940s wiring, the tube and wire stuff or whatever, where basically if you want to like put in a new, let's say you want to put in a new wall socket, you would put in these little tubes that would guide a fresh wire that you soldered onto the original circuit, and you ran your line to the new, outlet. Now, the thing is, it's not against code in most municipalities. Here in Lafayette, it was perfectly legal. Excuse me. The only problem is it can't be grounded. So you fry that, if you get a short circuit there, that was from the electric company. If you get a short circuit there, you could wind up frying your entire electrical system in your house. So, and it was kind of dangerous to work on at times if you didn't know what you were doing. So, now we have grounded wire and everything, and it's a lot safer. But we had to have a little bit of that taken out before we buy the house. And like I said, our plumbing, the diameter of our pipes going out of the house should be about twice the size they are, but they aren't. So we get a little backup here, and that's okay. It's a nice house otherwise. And Ted Davies Archery, good morning all. Good morning to you, bringing the cafefe. God bless you, young man. And check out Ted Davies as part of the Rising Tide Broadcast Network on Tuesday mornings when he has his regular TED Talk. Sometimes it's an interview, and sometimes it's just a look into the clever mind of Ted Davies. Also, don't forget he's on Anchor.fm with a weekly blog. Check it out. And yeah, plumbing issues really stink, Joe. I agree, Trevor Hawkins. They can. And they're saying hi to Ted there. And Brian Wensloff, good morning. I'm really excited. Tomorrow's episode of Reels and Heels, The Streaming Wars, our 42nd episode. We'll be joined by Jerome Connor of MBL Entertainment, Saturday Morning Cartoons fame. We like him. And unrelated at birth host Dave Adams will be joining in this hot topic discussion. Join the live chat at 2:15 Eastern. Definitely you want to be there. That's a great show. And we've been running a spot for Brian at the end of the show. We will do it again today, hopefully. And I found out that Wendy's came out with a beer cheeseburger. It sounds amazing. Oh, that's cool. That sounds good. Of course, all the alcohol has been taken out, but it still should be good. And Johnny Pica wants to thank everyone watching on Wednesday. He asked everyone to help us hit 100 likes on the back of a Cereal Box Facebook page, and you topped 1,500. Good for you, John Pica. Congratulations, man. And everyone's saying hello. And Duran Lankert, that does sound good, Jake, but I'm trying to cut down on my fast food. It's been so tempting during this pandemic to just go through the drive-thru every day. Oh, I feel you, man. And food is a great comforter. And I admit I've gained a couple pounds over the pandemic too, but I caught myself, and I'm trying to tread the path of righteousness again. And it goes, Jake said, like I said yesterday, I've been through lots of injuries. I'm a powerful ox. Yeah, but you see, have you ever watched bullfighting? Here's this like 1.5 tons of meat, muscle, and meanness going after this poor guy in sequins and a cape and a sword. And I used to watch bullfighting when I lived in Washington, D.C. back in the 60s and 70s. It was very popular back then. Now it's a little, fallen out of favor, of course. But I'd watch it, and it was interesting watching this average-sized man dancing around and, and wearing down this big monster to the point where it could be killed. Remember, dude, you can be worn down. But something that won't wear you down is johnpica.com. Check that out. See what all this man does. And check out the new show on the Dastardly Dingoes YouTube channel. Says Brian Rodman. Pull up a chair, snuggle up, and watch Chad Nuss dive deep into various indie comics on IndieView. If you want your life to feel complete, check it out on YouTube. Definitely check it out. I'm looking forward to watching it. I saw the spot he had on yesterday. That looked good. And Jerome Connor, always a pleasure, brother. Good morning. Sitting with my daughter while she does her schoolwork. Well, hun, hope you and Dad have a great day and a great weekend. Hope all is going well. And Charles F. Millhouse, for whom I'm working right now. Good morning, just lurking. Well, Your ninja's training does you well. I didn't even know you were there until you said something. But anyway, Charles F. Millhouse, Pulp Reality #1, still selling well, and I'm sure. And also check out the Captain Hawkins series and be prepared for Pulp Reality 2. I'm going to be finishing up the story this week. I had to do a palate cleanser, so I could get back into it with fresh eyes. But looking forward to sending in the story with Doc Saga and Lieutenant Hawkland. It's going to be a good time. And speaking of good time, for a good time called the Eric Hawkins. Good morning, all. Good morning to you, Eric. Hope you're having a great, great morning. And say the secret word and win a prize. This is Jerome Connor there, and a duck will fall down from the skies and grace you with his presence. And Jake, here's a hard question. Which Disney remake do you like more, Aladdin with Will Smith or The Lion King? Again, I understand movies have sound now. It's been a long time. I haven't seen either one, but everyone else went away, and that's cool. And Brian Robin, well, this weekend is riddled with creative endeavors, my friend. Oh, you and me both, brother. Working on the Kickstarter campaign for Memoirs of an Angel #7, and working on my new blog entry about the importance of art in the dark world. What about you? Well, glad you asked. Working on chapter 25 of The Terrors. Trying to stay ahead of that. And once I finish, I'll probably start posting more than twice a month on that. Finishing up the newsletter today. I've got to get the secret links in. I've already chosen a couple good ones. And just basically maintenance and then checking my work. But I've got the newsletter about 2/3 done. And I've got some, like I said, some live dates coming up. And we will be going across Ohio and Illinois, a lot of stuff in Illinois, and I think a little bit in Indiana, and hoping to maybe get our way over to Iowa. Oh, yeah, we will be in Iowa. We will be in Iowa. There'll be an official announcement about Iowa in the next couple of days. So yeah, I've got that going, and looking forward to doing the next draft on the Hawkland Saga thing. So anyway, I've got stuff to do, and we're going to be visiting a friend tomorrow. We're going to be doing some running around today to prepare. We're supposed to get over about 3.5 inches of snow here tomorrow night. So everyone, if you travel through the Midwest, please stay safe. All right. So anyway, and there she is, our darling Amy Hale. Mwah! Amy Hale, AuthorAmyHale.com, Author Amy Hale on Facebook, Amy Hale's Angels. And on February 4th, please tune in to the return of Creative as Hale. And I will be there giving everyone Hale of my own. As I will be interviewed by the lovely and delightful Amy Hale. We're going to have fun. We always have fun. And our castle is 94 years old. That's kind of cool, Carly. I love your house. I love the look of it. And I love old houses anyway. I mean, those things are going to be, houses like yours and mine are going to be standing long after the prefab stuff is turned into rubble. I do like my house. I do like my house. And there he is, the legend of the Traveling TARDIS LLC. 9 likes, 11 watching. Dark Mistress is very cross. That's right. And how many do we have watching now? From YouTube, we have 13 people. We have 13 people right now watching on the Rising Tide Brian K. Morris Rising Tide Publications channel on YouTube. So please, if you enjoy any part of this video, we would love it if you would give us a like on here. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. It does help us so much. And do you like coffee-flavored beer? Angie asks Grant Lankard. Angie claims that I am the only person on the planet who likes it. I have to admit that it's hard to convince guests to try it. I've seen some at the stores. I've not tried it yet. See, I can't really drink. I don't want to drink beer here in the house for one reason. Cookie has a number of food allergies, and one of them is hops. And we have tested this before. If I have beer, she can't kiss me for a while, and we like to smooch because the hops on my breath make her queasy. And it isn't me, because we've tested it other times. So get that out of your gobs, you people. Bless you, honey. I heard her go. Anyway, I should probably think about the hops. But anyway, no, I would try that. That does sound good. Now, we do have coffee-infused Kraken that we are doling out like like cancer cures. It's like we were trying to make that stuff last as long as possible. The Dark Roast Kraken is a dark spice rum. This version, it's a limited run infused with coffee, and it is amazing. But Grant, I would try that stuff. I'd have to be careful with Cookie, but I would try that. That does sound good. And Michaela Jade, it's on. No, the point of it, Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, is that it's going to be off. And Gospel Jake, I found a comic book on Amazon that sounds cool. It has the Marvel characters and DC characters witnessing the Bible events. Okay, that does sound interesting. I may know the one you're talking about. And Douglas Deck, good to see you, sir. Still busy packing for the move to Florida, but I'm always lurking. Well, Douglas, we're glad when you speak up because we love saying hi to you. Hope your move is going smoothly so far. And Carl Wisman, I'm not much for flavored beer, Grant, but I've tried a few coffee beers. They were okay, just not my cup of tea beer. Yeah, occasionally I've had some odd drinks. We have a local winery that, in fact, to give you an idea, Carl, if you go out Route 9 that goes through Hoopston and all, and keep following it to the east over the state line, it changes into Route 26, I think it is. And there is a winery on the way just before just right after you cross 41. And they made a wine that was pineapple jalapeno. It's great to cook with. And I had a glass. I just find the jalapeno a little much in the concentration it's at. But it's fantastic for cooking. It makes the best spaghetti sauce. It really does. And I tried it in front of the lady that made it, and she's like, what do you think? And I said, well, it's good, but it's nothing I drink after mowing the lawn. But I do like stuff like that. And I've had some of the spiced alcohols too. In fact, there's one that I saw in Mattoon, and they have it here. I wish I could remember the name of it, but it's a spiced wine, not a holiday, and it's a very mild spice, but it's really good. It's really good. I'll have to find that for you. And Brian Rodman, speaking of which, pull back the curtain of the physical realm and enter the world of Memoirs of an Angel, a horror fantasy comic book, a series about a ragtag group of infinite and finite beings as they race through time and space to rescue a broken witch hunter from the clutches of the Dark Kingdom. It's Lord of the Rings meets The Exorcist. Join the adventure at brianrodman.com today. Also, check out Brian Rodman on Patreon. He is good, getting some good stuff on there. Same with John Pica and the one and only Nick Stockard. Author Kivrin St. James' first book on Amazon is in review. So as soon as the link is up, I will plug it. And excuse me. Okay, I get a Tomcom. I've never heard that term, Tomcom. That's interesting. Set at a Ren Fair. That sounds cool. That does sound interesting. That sounds very unique, Nick. I'm interested. And Ron Garney is awesome. He really is, Grant. He's a great storyteller. He's done a little work. He did a little work for DC. I think it was back in the 90s. For a while, there was a time in the 90s where a whole bunch of artists like Dick Giordano and Joe Kubert and the Kubert brothers, Andy and Adam, went over to Marvel and were doing some things there. And then some people from Marvel, like Tom Palmer and Sal Buscema, and Ron Friends, jumped over to DC. It was, it was like some sort of cultural exchange program, but produced a lot of really good stuff. And in fact, Tom Palmer still pops up over at DC every now and then. I saw him doing Scooby Apocalypse for a while. And I caught something else he inked just recently. One of my favorite inkers ever. Super guy. I'd love to see what he could do on Ron Garney. Garney is a great, great artist. He really is. Hey, Carl Wisman says, I've got to worry about Michaela in this challenge since Christian puts out a lot more video. Well, Christian is used to putting out, Carl. So I think it's a race between them both. And speaking of people who put out, let me find my place here first, because we had another comment dump. And someone I am excited to see here. I really, really am. And here he is to defend his title, the one, the only, the lovely, the delightful Christian Basil. Christian, how you doing this morning, brother?
Yeah, it's a dump.
Yeah, it's a dump. Go screw yourself.
You know what?
Thanks for that lovely
Way too big. Let's do that.
Okay. Well, see, the thing is, it's my show. Anyway, go ahead. What had now?
Take you out of the studio for a while.
That's right, by God.
Well,
Studio Wars is the directors fight each other. It's like MGM all over again.
correct.
But how are you doing this morning, sir?
I am quite well. I am just on a break, so
Yeah.
I wanted to do this quickly. There is a topless 100 challenge between me and Michaela Jade, where the first person to win 100 gets to see the other's boobs. Now, Michaela Jade has not accepted all the terms and conditions on this. Get that thing off me.
That's what Christian said.
That's right. Hey there, Nicholas. Hey there, Mr. Talkett. Michaela has not accepted all the terms and conditions this has. In fact, I was under the awareness that if Michaela does lose, she was going to show me a picture of you and Carl. So I don't know. I mean, there's a pair right there. So, but regardless,
big pair of boobs there.
yeah, Michaela had just started her YouTube channel a couple months ago, I think, and I started mine just last night. And we're just having a friendly competition. She right now is up to 42, and I'm up to 29. Let me go ahead and refresh. Let me just see what the count is, if anything's changed.
By all means,
No,
means.
she's still at 29. No, I'm still at 29. And has she moved up? No, we're still stagnated at our numbers. So,
Okay.
But the whole purpose of this little friendly competition is to try to get both of our YouTube channels at 100. Definitely, I want to get Michaela Jade up there because something happens at 100, right? I'm now new to this YouTube thing.
Okay,
because now I'm a player now.
that's right. Okay,
So-
I'm an expert now. I have 426.
Whatever you and Cookie do in the middle of the night is not my business. So,
But we send you the photos, and it's all right.
exactly.
When you reach 100, which is what Michaela wants 50. I want you both to reach 100
Right.
because then you can tinker with your URL.
Oh,
You can rewrite your URL so that it makes it easier for people to find you. Although I'll give you both a secret.
Yeah.
That I've been using. Use a bit.ly address in the meantime.
What's a bit.ly address?
It's bit.ly.com. And what it does, you've seen those abbreviated addresses. Well, like in my thing, so I've got the thing for Rising Tide BKM or YouTube BKM is my shortcut to my broadcast page. And I created that using bit.ly.com. And it allows you to compress and to create a unique URL. In fact, let me show you one here.
Sure.
For instance, let me do one. Okay, like sign up for my newsletter at bit.ly Rising Tide 01. But I took the vowels out. This is originally it was for Twitter, which at the time had the 44 character top. The limit on it. Yeah. And so and especially like Amazon addresses, if you have a long title like the Gettysburg Address, it will print out every freaking thing and put Amazon.com and your ASIN number on there.
Oh, okay.
20 miles long. So in order to save characters, you use bit.ly, and it's a free service. But in the meantime, you could come up with something like, and you can I think they have one for amzn.co or whatever, and then you can add it's real easy to use, and if you or Michaela have a problem, let me know and I'll walk you through it, but it's pretty easy to use. I couldn't do it, but I wanted to create something that was Rising Tide 01, but I took out the vowels.
Gotcha. And I want to thank Kathy Jackson. She just moved me up to 30.
Coolness.
So that's one more up there, and I've only got a few minutes left. So, but thank you, Brian. As always, your support for the Rising Tide and everybody on here, and now being a solo writer now on the YouTube channel. Now I'm the new kid on the block. So,
I'm hoping done so much for us, Christian. As always, you are a godsend, and I'm putting in a lot of the stuff you've taught me, which is probably why I'm at 426 now.
There you go.
But I will post a link on yours later on Rising Tide and on my page, and we encourage everyone. I want to see both of them both Michaela and Christian cross the finish line at the same time.
Mr. Hawkins just gave Michaela, and now she's up to 43. Now, here's what I would like. I want us to be at both 100, but if you can give me the edge first, get me to 100 first, and then go back later and get Michaela.
There you go.
That's how I'm doing there. But Nicholas, we did share it. It should be in the link. It should be in the comments. Where are the links?
It might not show up.
Because
on YouTube.
You know what? I posted it in on the Rising Tide page. I think he wants me to post it here. Is it okay if I type it in there?
Oh yeah. Oh, for sure.
So
yeah,
traveling
please.
TARDIS. There you go. There's the traveling TARDIS. Let me get Michaela Jade's.
Yeah. So and I liked both of you guys because I want to see her boobs and yours. So anyway,
Don't need a contest for that one. Trevor's on Michaela's side. Okay, fine.
The war begins.
She's got 2 months ahead of me. Okay, I started last night, so
yeah, but you look how many you have. I've started my YouTube channel about 400 years ago, but
I know, but
like my Patreon, I had 9 subscribers 1 year ago. Okay, so
and you know what? I don't want to leave anybody out here. I just saw somebody pop in here. Hang on a second.
Sure.
Where was he? Because I want to give out shout outs if I can there. Amy Hill, I need to get more subs on my YouTube as well. There's her link in the bit.ly, so it's in the chat. Unfortunately, Amy, we can't copy and paste the chat from into the thing, but it's on. Yeah. If you are on the you're on the Facebook page. Amy Hill's got her link. Oh, Nick Tucker, thank you so much. He said you got my back. There was somebody else who posted something in here. You said you needed help, and I apologize. It's somewhere. It got lost in the comments.
Here's an idea, and somebody will have more time to do it than I do. Yeah, thank you very much. Christian, whether you do it or Michaela or Amy, make a post with all 3 of your posts and put 1 copy on the Rising Tide, put 1 copy on my personal. And I will do what I can to pimp for you guys this weekend.
And I'll shout this out. Anybody who is looking for help in the Facebook, there it is. Agency Studios. If you guys if you want to send me a PM via the Traveling TARDIS or myself, and you're looking for likes, and I haven't liked your stuff, please send it to me. We'll do a like for like. I'll definitely do that. Yeah. How do I find your channel, Christian? And thank you. Oh, Amy, it's in the posting.
Yeah,
I'll pull it up over here. It's in the post, but for whatever reason, it's a little bit harder with mine because we've already had a established reputation with HWWS. So you actually had to put in the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, LLC, and it'll bring up the subscription site. I'll be posting it throughout the day and such like that.
Now you're still affiliated with Hanging with Web Show, right? Are you?
Yeah. Nothing's changed.
Okay.
I'm just trying to expand, move out, get on my own a little bit to expand out there. So
because I've been such a good role model to you, that must
exactly. So it's
which means Christian's drinking a lot more than he should these days.
Exactly.
Anyway, especially too much coffee. But,
so this is we want to help each other out there, and we do. Actually, Ted Davies, when I sent him the link, he was going like, "Can you sign up for me?" I said, "Dude, I was the one who helped you get over 100." Now it's your turn.
Yeah, exactly.
So you laughed it off out there, but I love Ted.
And the thing is, Ted and I for a while had kind of a friendly rivalry, kind of on the QT. We were trying to race to 100, and Ted actually crossed. Yeah, and Ted crossed the finish line before I did, and then I got on a couple shows where everybody's like, "Let's check out this Fez guy." And then the next day, I woke up and I'm over 400. So,
Jake, the whole idea is there will be no outfits for this occasion.
Jake, trust me, Jake. Take yourself out of this conversation right now. You won't be happy with how it ends.
I got to get back to work, but let me check. I want to thank you all for subscribing and helping us out there. We're going to have the links out. 34. Wow. Okay. Let's see how Michaela's doing. 45. Okay. What the heck?
Well, she's got time and experience over you. Give her a break.
So I'm going to go ahead and run. This is your show. I think I just messed up your chats. Sorry.
No, I've got my place marked here, so I'm
You
good.
got it.
And Christian, thank you for being on here as always. And this platform is your platform too, brother. Okay.
Oh yeah, Michaela. No, but Michaela, you're going to show me something because I'm going to kick your ass. So don't thank yourself. So anyway,
She
bye
hasn't
guys.
agreed
Love you.
yet.
Hey, what's that?
She hasn't agreed yet.
I'm
now.
working on it. See you guys.
See you, Christian. Have a great weekend, brother. That was Christian Basil. And as you see, we've got a little competition going here. Now, okay, Amy, Joe, and Michaela, especially now that Christian isn't here, every 10 to 15 minutes, I want you to post your link to your page. And we will keep going through and we will everyone, please, if you're watching us, please like those pages. Please subscribe on YouTube. YouTube is a fantastic platform. And now we're not looking, any of us, for monetization. I'm not even looking for monetization. And I've got, a couple of people on my channel too. But what it is, it's another platform for us to get our message out. And that's the most important part. So anyway, thank you to Christian Basil for showing up here. I can take these out of my ears now. Because it starts to echo in there. You understand there's nothing blocking the sound. So anyway, but anyway, Carl Wilson says I got to worry about Michaela in this challenge since Christian puts out a lot more video. Yeah, and that's, I think, part of my secret is that I am, there's going to be at least 4 pieces of content from me every week. So so please support Michaela and Christian and Amy and Eggs and G Studios. They all do amazing stuff. And I'm not just saying that because they're my friends. I don't have to be nice to them. I already got the gig here. So anyway, so please take a moment, and when those links come up, please, especially if you see them on Facebook, please follow those links and just take a second to subscribe and molest that little bell that pops up because you want to be notified of every appearance they make. All right. And what an amazing episode of Clever Title Pending last night. Thank you, Brian Rodman. I sincerely appreciate that. You and Meredith Walgren killed it. Congrats again to the giantess that she rocked her campaign. Here's to many, many more. Yes, Meredith, as I said earlier, had a Kickstarter campaign. And she talked very candidly last night about her first failed campaign, but it wasn't a failure because she learned from it. And she applied the lessons and kicked ass on the second one. I am so proud of her. And she far exceeded her goal. And last night she gave some insight into how she did what she did. And it's lessons that we all can use. And yeah, Kickstarter or Indiegogo, any sort of crowdfunding campaign is extra work and it will kick your butt emotionally. I didn't bring it up last night, but I make no secret that when Eric Hawkins and I were working on the one we did for Spencer Spook almost 3 years ago, holy crap. I gotta get busy. But anyway, we had one person who was gaming the system for whatever reason on Kickstarter, and we got like a $500 pledge, which put us like almost 3/4 of the way to our goal. And as I'm figuring out a way to thank this person, he pulled the pledge, and turned out it was a scam he was running, and I got Kickstarter to actually block his account. But it's up and it's down, and you become so emotionally invested in it. I'm just so proud of Meredith for running an incredible campaign and working her backside off to get the word out about it. And they say that books do poorly on Kickstarter. Well, I've seen why. A lot of them aren't visual enough for a lot of people. And plus, I find a lot of authors are asking what I feel is an ungodly amount. I mean, yes, when you get something on Kickstarter or Indiegogo, in essence, you might be paying like $10 or more for a physical comic book, but you've got to also realize that that comic book is not going to be printed. They're not going to print as many copies of that as they are, say, Uncanny X-Men or the latest Spider-Man tie-in or Batman, what have you. So you're basically getting an artisanal comic book that's in low supply, And if it takes off like a Hybrids of Sons of Gods, you're going to be glad you picked up that issue. So yeah, she did it, and she was fantastic as always last night. And we have promised she will be back again, and as soon as we can get her. So Brian, thank you for appreciating that show, and we are looking forward to your Kickstarter campaign for the next Memoirs of an Angel. And I promise we're gonna rock the house on that one too. Eric Hawkins says crowdfunding is great, but we need to find alternatives to shipping and shipping costs. USPS is getting expensive and very unreliable. I want to lower my shipping, but the darn post office. Yeah, that wasn't as much of an issue when we ran Spencer Spook. By the way, I have one of the lovely, and I do have it framed, lovely covers from Eric himself. I kept that one. Eric very kindly made an extra one, and I thought, well, I'll give it a good home till I find someone who wants it, and turns out I wanted it. But anyway, yeah, the mailing is going to be a bear, because like you said, the post office is probably, we've all complained about the post office at one time or another, but events in the last year have left it really shattered to a large degree. I mean, up till about a week ago, I was still getting Christmas cards from people. They do a lot right. USPS does a lot of stuff right. I give them that. But yeah, the cost is going up. The efficiency is in a screaming power dive. And and part of it is because of COVID. COVID isn't attacking just us as mammals, but it's also attacking a lot of things that we have, I think, up till this point taken for granted. And it has kind of a ripple effect that affects other industries, like the post office. The people are mailing more stuff rather than being there in person. So, and Kickstarter and Indiegogo have had a boom period because people are doing stuff online now. And there's actually something happening right now where there is a shortage of computer chips, special computer chips that go into automobiles because of the demand for those chips in the computer and entertainment industry. People are at home. They need devices to watch YouTube. and so so the manufacturers, were buying up chips, and now automobiles that need those similar chips for like radios and just basic operation are having trouble getting them now. And I heard that a plant in China that was producing a great many chips, especially for the automobile industry, burned down about a month ago. And the whole industry is like kind of at a standstill. And the automobiles, you think, the entertainment industry would be affected by this, but it's mostly the automobiles. Ford, in fact, closed a plant in Louisville, Kentucky about 2 weeks ago with no idea when they will be able to reopen, because other plants cannot manufacture the chips to make up for this thing immediately. So anyway, so get the damn vaccine when it comes out, okay? And I saw Johnson & Johnson just tested a vaccine that has a 66% efficiency rating, which is far behind the Moderna and the Pfizer shots, but it's also a single shot rather than a binary shot. And it, like the Moderna, can be kept under more moderate conditions than the Pfizer, which needs to be frozen in order to transport it, whereas the other two can just be refrigerated. And this one, but this one also has a lower success rate against the mutations than the other two. But on the other hand, they had it didn't sound like they had any side effects, and they tested like 44,000 people. But anyway, on enough science for now. Let's talk to Douglas Deck, who's I Am in the Sunshine State Book Festival.com. Pins on open Saturday till June. Well, that sounds cool. Keep us posted on that, Douglas. We'd like to hear more about that. And my opinion is that the more celebrities that get on Kickstarter, the better, because there are still so many people who are like, what the heck is a Kickstarter? Or something like that, says Grant Lankard. Yeah, I agree. I heard a lot of I hear it occasionally, like when somebody like say Matt Faction comes on, who's got a following, and he comes on to Kickstarter, and suddenly the indie wannabes get on there and, well, that's not fair. He's taking our money, and it's like, one, it's not your money, a hole. It's our customers' money, and it's their choice on how they want to spend it. Excuse me, and I and what is it? Jamal Engel with he went to Kickstarter like about 3 or 4 years ago, and he's doing. I think he's doing more work there than he is in mainstream comics right now. But yeah, I think it's great that a Keanu Reeves can come in and spark and draw interest, and people are going, wait a minute, what else is out there? I don't think a lot of people who invest in comics are doing it necessarily for the name recognition. I think it can draw them in, but when they finally pull the trigger and spend their money, I agree with you that it draws attention and it's good for everyone. Well, it's like when Eric and I did Spencer Spook way back when, we got a lot of neither of us were names in that industry. And Eric's getting there real fast, and I'm proud of him. Anyway, but we had a number of people that just liked what we were doing, and I think that's what Kickstarter's all about. I think it's going to be a viable marketplace for many years to come. So yeah, bring on your Keanu's, bring in your superstars, and I'll be there to see if I can get listed with them. Michaela J says, Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, you're so far in over your head, you have no idea. Oh, that's right. Let the wars begin. XG Studios, crowdfunding, great. I may talk about tomorrow. Let's do. I mean, I have some opinions on crowdfunding. I'm for it. I really am. And Ryan Permisson, Ryan, as always, glad to see you. Happy Friday, Nevermorians. How are you? I hope you're doing well, Ryan. Season 2 of the interview series debuts Saturday, February 13th at 12 p.m. Eastern. So join our Patreon today. Definitely join his Patreon. Lots of guests booked, and we have great things in store for everyone. So please check out It's Nerd Culture. Check out the great broadcasts they do, and also get on Willow Schuyler's page, because she mentions us. God bless you, we love you, Willow. And is she is doing so much in this field to promote those of us who are doing broadcasting. Ryan, we are glad you're here. Hope you're doing well, and hope you have a great weekend lined up. And Douglas Deck, I'm living in an 1879 old bank. I'm living in an 1879 old bank. I miss it. Oh yeah, I love those old bank buildings. We had a chance to buy one in a nearby community, except it was such a crap hole that it would have cost like about 5 times what we were going to pay for it to just bring it up to living standards. But they had, excuse me, it was built in 1900, and they actually had the original safe in there from that time. And I was telling Cookie, heck, I'd go on eBay, sell that safe, and pay for the whole renovation. I wanted that safe with all my heart and soul, but it just was not to be. But we're happy now. Excuse me. Michaela J says, well, Carl, I'm just going to have to up my game. I've got some ideas, but they're all bad. And I'm thinking, give out, agree to the thing that Christian proposed, but give it out to, people that pledge, that ask for it. Please. Anyway, no, Brian says, Kelly Austin, wow, I love you, Kelly. I just wanted to thank you to have Meredith Logren Terraform Comics last night on Clever Title Pending. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed that. I watched with great interest and learned a lot of things. She was so informative and intelligent. She is. I don't know why she hangs out with a dolt like me. I watched the show a second time early this morning. For anyone out there who missed the show, check it out. I hope she'll be back on your show soon. The show is fantastic. Thank you, Kelly. I appreciate that so very much. Well, next week, this coming Tuesday, we're going to have somebody else who's been in the comments here occasionally, but his name is Michael Watson. He is an artist. He is a publisher of Freestyle Comics. I wrote down a few notes on him in my book of all knowledge. Excuse me. He also hosts a great interview show on YouTube called Chat and Draw, where he has comic creators come in, and as he's interviewing them, and it's just a wonderful little conversation with friends, and he's drawing their character as they talk. It's a wonderful show. He's a great artist, and he's going to be on Tuesday night. He's also doing a Kickstarter right now. It's a book with the illustrations he's created on Chat and Draw. So we're having him on this Tuesday. Looking forward to that. And I think we're all going to learn something new. And here's a hint for guest featured this season on the interview series. Some people who are in the chat. Ooh, yes, that's right. And I'm looking at my calendar, Ryan. So yeah, we'll be talking. And Carl Weston says, yes, Michaela, you need to post more. Good thing that you now have a home office. It's true. And Philip has 206 followers on his page. Excellent, Philip. Keep working at it. Keep mentioning and ask people to subscribe. That's how you get them. And Michaela's excited about The Office too. That's a heck of a birthday gift there, I'm telling you. Brian Westhoff, I must admit that Funko Fanfare 2021 has been awesome. They have some great stuff coming out over the next couple months. I'm sure they do, and I'm trying to fight off the urge to give them all my money. So anyway, set up your studio area first, get going, or else, well, says Carl Witzman, sage advice from Uncle Carl. And be sure to sign up for his secret humor page, which isn't a secret, but the page is secret because you can't get in otherwise. And yeah, and I realize I have a contributor page for Rising Tide Publications, and somehow people found me. And I've got some requests there, and I'm going to have to turn them down because the page is for contributors only, and I'm going to have to pair out some people who haven't been contributing. So anyway, but part of it is me stalling, but because of the press of other assignments. But anyway, we'll get it figured out. But yeah, set up the studio. That's the best thing to do, unless you make it part of your show. And get your broadcast area going. Let's see. Here we go. The matador doesn't wear down the bull by himself. That's what the picadors are for, along with cutting the bull's neck muscles. That's true. But yeah, still, these tiny little creatures called humans are wearing down this behemoth. It's interesting to see. It really is. It's cruel, but it's interesting to see. Brian Rodman, this week's episode of the Dastardly Dingoes podcast was an absolute blast with JD Calderon talking about his amazing fantasy series, The Oswald Chronicles. I dug it. I watched it, man. You guys were on. Fantastic. We talk world building, comic book history, and so much more. Check it out at that address there, that bit.ly address that we tried to educate Christian about. So yeah, check it out. And yeah, that was a great show, Brian. You and Jeremy did a fantastic show as always. And JD, I gotta talk to JD about being on here. He's a good guy. And I finally got my newsletter out. Only took you a year, says Michaela Jade. I gotta make sure I got it then. My newsletter will be going out on February 1st at 5 p.m. And we are hopefully going to finish it up this evening. And then we'll test it and put it in the queue for mailing. I think it'll be on Monday. So if you want to get Michaela Jade's newsletter, contact Michaela Jade and sign up today. Go to authormichaelajade.com. You can also go to risingtide.pub or the bit.ly address that you see there on the screen. And if you want to watch this later, freeze the frame and do a print screen on that so you can copy that down. It's http://bit.ly/R little SNG capital T little D01. And that you can sign up yourself. Or if you have Facebook Messenger, send me a direct message with your email address and I will sign you up. All right. So anyway, here we go. So good for you, though, Michaela. Getting your newsletter out and doing it consistently will help you a lot. So give yourself a reasonable release date. And no, it'll evolve. My newsletter is quite different than when I started it for the most part. And it's mostly finding my voice and how I want to convey my messages. And I don't even try to sell people stuff most of the time. Just try to keep people posted. Gospel Jake says, here's a hard question. Out of all the extinct animals, which one would you want to have as a pet, including dinosaurs? Dang. I am so terrible with pets, though. I can barely care for myself, much less another living being. I'm not sure I should get a goldfish. So I'm taking myself out of that conversation, but you're all welcome to weigh in. I would love to hear your opinions. And Brian Wesloff, the 2019 live action Aladdin was pretty good. Will Smith was good as the genie, and he even paid respect to Robin Williams. That's what I heard. And I figure if you go in without comparing it to the original, just like when the Mission Impossible franchise started, I love the original TV series. That was one of the best TV series ever coming out from American studio, and it was revolutionary for the time because it applied basically movie values and movie style storytelling to a television show. Even our shows could wrap up in, like, say, 4 or 5 days of production, but frequently Mission Impossible took 6 or 7, and this was why they lost the original team leader, Stephen Hill, who went on to be on the Law and Order series, because he's a devout member of the Jewish faith, and at the beginning of the Sabbath at 6 p.m. or so every Saturday, you stop work and you do your Sabbath thing, which is a lovely ceremony. I've sat in on a few. We had some friends when I lived out east that were devout, and it was such a joy to sit in with them. Really was moving. But anyway, he would quit work at 6, and whether his work was done or not, which is why in the first season, if you ever watched the show, the last 5 or 6 episodes, Martin Landau as Roland Hand is a team leader. There's even one, I believe, with Cinnamon Carter, played by Barbara Bain. She was the team leader on one. Or Hill would come in, film a couple scenes, but it would be the rest of the IMF team doing the work. But yeah, if you forget the original show, though, and watch the new Tom Cruise version, I love it's developed into a pattern that it's more like the original show. But the first episode, especially with Jim Phelps being outed as the traitor to the IMF, that if you didn't compare it to the original series, it was good, but otherwise it still bothered me about that. But anyway, I have got to see those sometime. Mikhail J, yes, Carl's video first, right after I send you that manuscript. There you go. Now you're talking. And OMG, Brian said the S word, for shame. I'm sorry, Jerome Connor. I am going to wash my mouth out with soap and give myself a happiness enema when I'm done. So yeah, I should not say it. Actually, I should probably just inure myself to the pain, is what it is. But anyway, Jerome, hope you're doing well, man. I hope you're having a great weekend. It's 23 degrees in Ohio right now. It feels so good. That's enough out of you, Jake. And I don't know what it is right now, and I took down the weather forecast, so we're not going to do a weather. Unless you ask for it real nice, I'm not going to do a weather forecast for Indiana this morning. And tip your host as he slides those digital poles, aggressively throw dollar bills down our well-shirted host's trousers at Patreon/Brian K. Morris. Thank you, Brian Rodman. And don't forget, Brian Rodman's on Patreon too and deserves your support, as is John Pica and Ramelian and Amy Hale. And Cindy Kemp. Please send Cindy something. I would love to see her level up this year. She has been working so hard for so long. But anyway, so is Brian Rodman, and definitely go there. But if you go to my page, I would appreciate it. Even $1 gets you something. For instance, we mention you on our shows, such as here. And I'm going to take that down so you can get the address there and the banner, because there we go. Yes, go to www.patreon.com/Brian K. Morris and join these wonderful people who I believe all have Kickstarters, or not Kickstarters, but Patreon pages, and I support them in turn. So, like for like is okay. It works out. So please check that out. Please check out our Patreon page. You can get, depending on the level you pledge at, you can get glimpses at our special blog called Every Blog Needs a Name. And also we have some of our books up on as PDFs, and we have that you can download and read at your leisure. We also have glimpses at our first draft flash novel, The Terrors, that people are digging so far. I'm glad to see that, and I appreciate that. And you get a choice to comment. You get a chance to comment on and possibly change the course of the novel. So we're going to get that out this year, and looking forward to that. But thank you, Brian Rodman, for that message there. And Andrew Welch, good to see you, man. Hope you're having a great morning. Lightning strikes the ground and thunder rolls. Gizmo the clown appears from the smoke. Gizmo, it is so good. Gizmo is in the house, our clown of choice. Andrew, hope you're doing well, brother. Hope everyone's treating you well. And Trevor Hawkins likes coffee stouts. Ooh, yeah, I could see a coffee stout. I'm not big on Pilsner anymore. I don't have a lot of them that I've really liked. Ales, I really like ales. I've always liked ales. I used to drink Little Kings all the time when I was in college. And I like a good, like a Guinness from the tap only, though. I really don't care for the bottle or the can. And there's some good beers out there, but because of cookies allergies, I don't indulge very much. There's one down at what is it, Magic Mushroom, that we went to. They had a raspberry craft beer that was amazing. I loved it. I really did. Next time I go there, I may have another one. Carlene, I like coffee flavored beer, but watch out that German coffee flavored beer. I'd watch out for German beer anyway. That's good stuff. So yeah, Grant, Carly, I'd be interested in trying a coffee or a chocolate beer or something like that. Eric Hawkins, I haven't found a coffee flavored beer from the store I like, but there is a microbrewery in Coloma, Michigan that has some great coffee flavored beer. Ooh, mouth is watering. And Brian Rodman, Grant Lankard, I love coffee flavored beer, says Brian Rodman. Guinness is my all-time favorite, and the coffee flavor is not that far from it. Well, I love Guinness. Dude, Brian, you come here to Lafayette. I'm taking you to Nine Irish. These guys have won awards for their pouring of the Guinness. Or as God, who said it? Kinky musician Kinky Friedman once called Guinness the substance that kept Ireland from conquering the world. And Jerome Connor, did he just lock up? No, the door's still open here. We're still doing it. And Brian Wensloff, I'd like to give a shout out to Dave Adams and Adam Russell of Unrelated at Birth. They are now officially part of the Hanging with Web TV. Please give them a like and share. Definitely. Sounds good. I think I haven't watched them yet. I'm going to have to check them out. Joe Dog McKeel, today's the day Romeo and Juliet debuted in 1595. Oh, I remember that. No doubt Shakespeare, a master of the English language, but I wonder what Juliet's famous line would be if written today. Romeo, OMG, where are you? Seriously. Like, for sure. Oh, Joe Dog, if you haven't seen it, but I'm sure you have, I love epic rap battles of history. And one was Romeo and Juliet meet Bonnie and Clyde. It's hilarious. And they quote a lot of Shakespeare in it. It is really good. And Gospel Jake would rather have Pepsi than beer. Well, at least you'll be able to drive after you're done. And how's life been treating my favorite Marvel family member? Life has been treating me good, Andrew. I hope it's been lovely to you too. Actually, no, we're doing well. We are thriving, even during the My Sharona, Miley Cyrus, Peter pandemic. And I'm so glad to see you here, man. It's good to see you, Andrew. I know you've been crazy busy with real life, but it always makes me happy to see Gizmo here. I love you, man. And Michaela Jade Christian, I have Heather on my side, so good luck. Oh, Michaela's lining up the troops now. You're screwed, Christian, but not that way. And opens Google Maps to look for Brian's Winery, but no jalapeno wine. Yeah, it's on 26. God, I can't remember. It's called. And I will spell it after I say it. Hooker's Corner. You have to call it Hookers, because there is a spot. It's like about half an acre called Hooker's Corner, and it's not. Thank God Christian's gone. Otherwise, he would die. It's not that kind of hooker. It was the name of the family that owned the plot. But nearby, it's a couple miles away from it. Hooker's Corner is like. The real thing is like way off of 26 on one of the side roads, that look like you're on the road to Murder Town. Okay. But it's on the route. It's kind of a twisty road once you get east of 41. But I may have to look for it. Remind me, Carl. I can find you the name of the winery. But they have some other great wines. And like I said, the jalapeno stuff makes a fantastic cooking wine. They always say you should, they used to have like cooking wines. And finally, I think they've fallen out of favor. And because more people are saying, why don't you just cook with a wine you enjoy? And that's what we do with leftover wine. In fact, for a while, we were like pouring all of our, if we had like a little bit of wine like that, rather than just drink the whole thing, we poured it into one bottle, and it made fantastic spaghetti sauce. It really did. So anyway, yeah, we'll have to find that. Maybe Carl, maybe one of these times when weather gets better, and hopefully Hooker Corner. That's the one, dude. That is the one. Sounds like Uncle Carl's kind of place. It is. Actually, it's way on the country, quiet as anything. It's beautiful. There's several other good wineries in this area. There's one just north of us. That we go to occasionally. The only reason I don't go there more frequently is that if we pick up wines and we'll bring them home, but I like going to a winery and just chilling out. And this place doesn't really have indoor seating. They have lovely outdoor seating, but they're so close to I-65 that you hear the trucks going up and down all the time. It isn't very relaxing. So, and there's another good one on 136 just west of Crawfordsville that Cookie and I used to go to all the time. We haven't been there in ages. Hopefully it's still there. But they also serve like snacks and stuff for free as you sampled the wines. And it was a good place. We liked a lot of their wine. They really had low output as far as their what they were making up, but it was also very good. So anyway, Christian Basil. There is her YouTube channel. Christian Basil is being a good sport, and please check that out. Ron Garney's Captain America was the best of John B. Pica. Yeah, he and Mark Waid did a great job on that title together. I loved it. And I think they also did some Kazar together that was really, really good. Some of my favorite work on Kazar. This side of that series he had in the 70s with Mike Friedrich. That was good. And Christian Basil also puts his own there. Remember, there's a competition with the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS LLC and author Michaela Jade on YouTube. So support them both, okay? And also check out Iggs and G Studios and Amy Hale's Facebook page or YouTube pages too. And give mine a like too while you're out there. And we are setting up for a playtest weekend, says Nick Talker. There's a new variant of big stompy robots beneath Briargate, and of course the Hybrids RPG. Oh, that is very cool. Now, are you doing it at the library, or is this going to be a Zoom kind of StreamYard kind of thing? Just curious, because it sounds like fun and sounds like a day trip this spring. Carly, Carlene, Cookie, and I'd love to meet you guys out there. And morning, Christian, how splendid! And Carl Wisman says it's on the way to Brian's place. Just a new route, might be interesting. Yeah, basically. Actually, the best way to get there for you guys, don't go up Route 1, but make your way to 41 and head north till it intersects with 26. Because really, it's not the road up 41 is got some nice scenery once you get off at exit 4. And then you hook up with 26 and go in from there. Yeah, 26. I believe that's the correct side. Yeah, it's the correct side of it. And there's some lovely scenery that way, but there's that stretch between Hoopston and the state line and Route 41 that's dull as dirt. So anyway, all you see there are, last time I went down there wasn't that long ago. It was like they still had their Trump signs up. So guys, the election's over. Get over it, okay? And John B. Pica at 100, you can assign your YouTube channel a custom URL. Yeah, and mine's kind of messed up. I was trying to do it, but I didn't. And it's one of those things where on YouTube, when you cross certain thresholds, like 50, you get something kind of nice. 100, you get to choose your URL. When you get to 1,000, if you have enough views, on your videos, you can be monetized. You can get advertising money on that. So anyway, just keep going. And I wish I could get to 100 at 56 now. 56. Hey, Eggs and G Studios, 56 is my magic number, dude. You're going to explode from this point on. And tomorrow, let's get people to, let's talk about it at 10 o'clock and get people to subscribe to that channel. I'll bring my peeps with me. And Joe Bachman, good morning, Nevermorians. Good morning to you, fellow Nevermorian. How are you, Joe, this morning? Good to see you. And Trevor just subscribed to Michaela's channel. And no, don't use Bitly. Buy a URL and to redirect to your YouTube site. Yeah, I do. I have a Bitly to go to my YouTube site, and it's free. I don't buy a URL except for my website. And if you go to Google Domains, you can get it real cheap. And Jerome Connor, so simple an old dude could do it. Is that my endorsement or what? So simple Brian can do it. Dear God. And thank you, Trevor Hawkins. And for Michaela J. and Nick Tucker, share the links in the comments. Please do. Please do. Let's get those comments flying here. And we're going to try to catch up with your comments here. We are way behind and I'll blame Christian. It's Christian's fault. Yeah, he's not here to defend himself. Why the hell not? And let's see. There we go. And John B. Pica says, like, www.dieselpunk.com is hosted by GoDaddy and is forwarded to the Podbean server. I will help any and all of you who want help. Oh, thank you, John. I appreciate that. I used to deal with GoDaddy. I had the worst time, and they kept double billing me, and I couldn't get it back. So anyway, I went with Google. I found Google Domains, and it's crazy how little I'm paying for my. And I have no idea what happened. Just I hit a button on my mouse. That was it. Sorry about that, folks. Sorry if I scared anyone. So anyway, let's go back. Oh dear God. Okay, there we go. And there we go. There is the YouTube channel. Please check that out. And I'm on Michaela's side. It's the Civil War all over again. And there we go. There's more. Please check it out. Endorsed by all these amazing people. So check it out. And Jeffrey Hayes, done and done. Jeff, that's the way to do it. Love them both. Also, don't forget Exig Studios and Amy Hale. All right, let's get everyone up there. And hey, it's my favorite people. Willow Schuyler, one of my favorite mammals ever. I love you, darling. And thank you for the shout out as always this morning. Hope to see you in the green room tonight. Hope Starbucks is treating you well. And Trevor Hawkins, I had to subscribe to a lot though a while back. And I hope the lovely Willow is staying warm as she can be, walking home from work. Oh, you're off work already? Well, good for you. Or did you just crawl under the barbed wire and you're making an escape? Let's help. And Gospel Jake, you should choose each other's outfits for the occasion. Yeah, well, the thing is, all Christians wearing right now is a loincloth. Well, I can see that though. Anyway, and hello, and you guys are awesome. Thank you, seriously. And Burr, thinking about your cold walk, no joke. I'm feeling things recede and start to clench when I think about the cold that, we complain about when the temperature gets below freezing, Carl, here in Illinois and Indiana. And just, poor Willow. She lives so far north, that we're getting to the point of total cessation of molecular activity. Oh, we love you, Willow. We really do. You are awesome. You do a lot for the community. And thank you and the Hanging with Web show team for supporting a humble little outfit like me. And Gospel Jake doesn't want to know. Well, too late. You just learned. Back in the cereal box. Excuse me, Nick Tucker. You do not need the C in your YouTube address. Yeah, and there's also a way to some authors use like the version you see up in the URL line for their Amazon books, and actually the simplest way is just www.amazon.com/author/your name for your writing page. And that's the simplest way. Carl Westman said, I was already subbed to Michaela. We don't talk about that here, Carl. We save that for the green room. And won't subscribe to Christian until Michaela wins. Ha ha! It's not over till Michaela wins. And yes, Stark Pope, and Michaela's grateful. And is that the church's official position, says Trevor. No, I think missionary is, as well it should be. And Carl Westman says, I don't want Christians seeing anything that the Dark Pope hasn't seen first. Well, yeah, and I think the one who has no title should be let in on this also, And hey, guys, I'm driving, so I can't comment anymore, but I'm listening. Oh, we still get in trouble. And yes, it's a papal bull. Yeah, we want to see that. And Trevor agrees with me. And I've made a little money, says Eric Hawkins, on crowdfunding, but have made some great friends from the backers, even people local to me that we've been able to meet and talk comics and stuff. And I think that's beautiful. Well, a lot of the people that supported my campaign, our campaign back in the day, I'm still friends with probably 99% of them. So it is very cool. I love it. And Michaela Jade, hashtag Michaela cleavage is happening. Oh, and Carl Westman says, I think we need a Michaela Jade studio setup video. Yeah, seriously. I agree with you that. And Michaela, if you need help with the studio, let me know. I can help you on a technical basis. So can Carl. And maybe even a series. Film it as you go. Get some videos up there. And do your Sabbath thing. Is that the technical term? I believe it is the Eric Hawkins. Hey, Goldberg, want to go see a movie? Can't. Got to do my Sabbath thing. Well, at least you're doing it. Even if you don't call it with the proper reverence. You can tell I'm Presbyterian. Carlene, I like the new Mission Impossible movies, but I hate that they make Jim Phelps the bad guy in the first one. They didn't have to do that. I agree. I would have liked to have seen something other than that, or have him misled, give him a chance at redemption, if nothing else. But that didn't strike a proper note with me. I did enjoy the movie, but that aspect of it I was not a fan of. But Tom Cruise brings a special kind of excitement to the series, that's for sure. And I'm liking the series as it develops. I just wish we could get more Ving Rhames because he was just so awesome in that first movie. He stole the show every time he walked on the screen. And Carl Witzman agrees with us both. And here we go. Gospel Illusionist Jake, I'll pay someone $200 if they run around in underwear in a storm. Dude, get your money ready. You've got a whole bunch of people to take you up on that because we're nuts. And you'll see them on screen, but only briefly because of the cold. But anyway, Nick Tucker says Terraform Comics is reshaping the face of comics and gaming. That's right. And Jessica Johnson, Heroes for Kids Comic-Con. Check that out. There's still tables available, I believe. So please sign up for that. I will be there. Amy Hale will be there, I believe. We're trying to connive Eric Hawkins into being there. It's going to be a great time. We are going to have fun. Matthew actually is going to be there. It will be fun. And www.impossibilist.com from John B. Pica. Check out that page, would you please? And City Camp, CKOEPP.com. Sign for that beautiful newsletter. I read mine. I loved it as always. If you need ideas for writing a review for your favorite book, check out Amazon Reviews. Made Less Impossible. Available on Amazon of all places. And Smashwords by me. Thank you very much, Cindy. Love you. It must be on break. Glad to see you. And we're only about 25 minutes behind. We're catching up. And dieselpunkpodcast.com from John B. Pica and johnpica.com and Brian Wesloff talks to Brian Rodman saying Reels and Heels are still being very interested in being on your podcast. Look out. You let one of them on, Brian, the other one comes in right away. I'm telling you got to be careful of those guys. No, seriously. Brian and Nicole are wonderful people, and they were fantastic on a recent Clever Tile Pending. So you could do yourself pretty good by having them on. And John B. Pica's CerealBoxPodcast.com. And Russell Allen, good morning to you. And good morning, Nevermorians. Good morning to you, Russell. Hope you're doing well. And Molly Daniels, Guinness is awesome. I love Guinness. That's, it's not just for breakfast anymore. And Cindy Kep said a friend of mine tried to brew his own beers using historical recipes. He found one for chicken beer. He tried it and he said it was like alcoholic chicken soup, not a keeper. Oh my God. Yeah, Cookie has been hooked on a couple of YouTube channels where they do like medieval cooking. It's enlightening. It's a wonder our ancestors didn't die of starvation or food poisoning. It's amazing. But Cindy, glad you're here. CKOEPP.com. And don't forget, Cindy Kemp is on Patreon, so please support her. I do. And absolutely, Brian, once things are less COVID-y, I'll travel your way and we'll enjoy the Guinness in your magical pub, says Brian Robin. I look forward to it, brother. I'd love to visit you too. I have a Guinness glass from Dublin, thanks to a dear friend. That beer is so delicious. It is. It has substance to it. It's almost like you could chew the stuff. It is great. I'd love to have you down here, Brian. We got a spare room. And ghost stories are at talesfromtheflipside.com, says John B. Pica. So I agree with him. And can I possibly be out of break so soon? Oh, Cindy. Yeah, I am. I'll catch up with you later. In the meantime, tune into the Historical Fencing Guild tonight at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. The back of the cereal boxes tomorrow at 8 a.m. Central, 7 a.m. Central. And Dastardly Dingoes and the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Cindy, hope you have a great weekend. Hope to see you soon. All right, and enjoy the rest of your weekend, sweetie. And Brian Rodman says, I'll even bring the Dublin glass with me when I visit. It'll be a fun time. It will, man. Our IQs will drop when we get together. I can see it now. And X and G Studios says, well, the beginning of the Mission Impossible TV show was not about Jim Phelps. Jim was a great team lead, but they went back to the more solo spy with random assistants for the movies. That's a good point, Joe. That's a good point. And the first season is really much darker than a lot of the later episodes became. And it was kind of funny how the show switched from like overthrowing foreign governments every week to battling basically a thinly veiled version of the mafia. But the show was always so good. I really enjoyed that show, and they had some great cast members like Leslie Ann Warren, if you remember Clue. And also, God, I had his face. It's like, oh God, and he, great cowboy star, mustache, was in Ghost Rider, the first Ghost Rider. Sam Elliott, Sam Elliott, a clean-shaven young Sam Elliott was a regular on that show for the longest time, and had great guest stars. Sid Haig was like in every other episode for a few years, and Larry Linville before MASH playing villains. William Shatner, I think, was on there. There's just a whole great guest list of stars we're familiar with now. And just speaking of things we're familiar with Heroes for Kids Con. Jessica Johnson, mwah, love you. And congratulations to Lonnie. Lonnie Johnson was recognized as a pillar of the community. And I'm so very proud of him, as I'm sure you are. Heroes for Kids Comic-Con is scheduled for July 17th, 2021 in Perryville, Missouri. Our proceeds will benefit the Missouri National Veterans Memorial and St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Some of our wonderful guests include actor John Anderson, Philo Barnhart, Charles D. Moisant, Matthew Ashley, Brian K. Morris, Kathy Jackson, and many more. Looking forward to being there. It's going to be a fun time, Jessica. I'm so hoping we can get there. Well, that it happens this year. And Legend of the Traveling Charge Gospel, Jake, I'm in Florida. I do that every weekend. I've got PayPal. Cindy Kip is in lurker mode, especially now that Christian's talking about running around in his underwear. And CKOEPP.com, John B. Pica, thank you very much. Sign up for Cindy's newsletter. Isn't that a great newsletter? I read that thing from first line to last. There's so much there. And we have several awesome wineries here in Missouri that you do. And actually, it's on the Illinois side, but on I-72/36. I think it's about, I want to say it's about an hour or hour and a half east of Hannibal, Missouri. But there was this one little place, and it's the best wine we've ever had with the stupidest name and the worst label. It was called Thunder Chicken. And it wasn't a chicken-based wine like was mentioned earlier, but it was a wonderful white wine, really refreshing, really just the right level of sweetness. And it has a picture of a chicken in like a mock Superman suit. It's ugly as hell. But the thing is, every time we did a show and we were doing props and we had to do like wine bottles in the back, we always made sure Thunder Chicken showed up. That was like our little nod to our drinking habits, but no, there are. That's the thing. There are some terrific wineries across the country. I always support the small ones because some of them make such amazing, unique, beverages. St. James Winery in Missouri is incredible. I love their stuff, and it's very reasonably priced, i.e. cheap. The paper bag you put it in probably costs more, but no, they have some amazing wines, and also Oliver Wineries. We like that one too. I don't remember where they're out of, but they have one wine that's got a little bit of lime to it, just enough to really kick up the flavor. It's really good stuff. But yeah, and I like checking out the local wineries. So when I come to your 20 in July, I'm probably going to be checking out, seeing what y'all got in the area. So looking forward to that. I probably should get my hotel reservation. Molly Daniel says, because I'm bringing someone with me. and we get frisky. Anyway, Molly Daniels says, need something steamy to warm you up on those cold winter days? Then you need to check out the steamy contemporary and science fiction romance of Kinsey Michaels. She's a hottie, she is. And check out the work of Molly Daniels, too, on Amazon. And Kinsey Michaels. Who's Molly? Okay. Anyway, so check out that work, please. Thank you, Molly, for that. Hope you're having a great weekend so far. Time for me to hop off, says Joe Bachman. Good to see you, brother. Need to start putting stuff together for the road project. I'm in Rochester this year and continue learning Android programming to create the next version of my apps. Yeah, I see those sex robots in Japan. If they're moving up to androids, then it is important to learn how to. No, you're not doing that stuff. I'm sorry, I got sidetracked there. Joe Bachman, thank you for being here as always. Thank you for joining in the silliness. Hope you have a great weekend, my friend. And Russell Allen, yeah, Jessica, Missouri is wine country. Yeah, there's some beautiful wineries. Yeah, St. James alone. I love that place. I actually got to visit the St. James Winery years and years ago, and I came back with half a case of good stuff, so that was great. My favorite Captain America story is the first Secret Empire, right after Watergate. The leader was supposed to be the president, says Jerome Connor. That's right, where they rewrote Marvel history. There had been and also the story that followed that. Steve Englehart's one of my favorite Cap writers, up there with, of course, Stan Lee and Joe Simon and Stan Lee, of course, but also, I like Englehart so much. Who else am I thinking of? Mark Gruenwald, of course. Great stuff from them. And I've been enjoying the stuff recently from Tanisha Coates, I think it is. I'm sure I got that name wrong, but good stuff. Cap is a great character. And yeah, I remember the Secret Empire. That was amazing. That was good stuff. And let's see. Up. There we go. Comment dump. And Russell Allen says, I love going to Herman with all the antique shops. Yeah, I love checking out antique shops too. And Teresa Dunn, there is her link for Poetry Expressions, #2. She has published it herself, so please check it out. And Keisha Acuff, hello to you. Glad you're here. Hope your morning is going well. Hope you got a great weekend lined up for you. And this is Carlene. And Russell Allen says, please check out my creator interviews at Russ Explodes Studios, Books with Heart. I have an awesome lineup tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Central, and he hopes to see you there. I do too. Check him out. And he spoke badly of GoDaddy, and they killed his feed. Yeah, that's it. They got me. They killed me. No, Brian hit the wrong button on his mouse, and there's a button on the side here. I love this mouse, but it's got a button here, or a couple buttons that go forward and backward, and I accidentally hit the backspace. So anyway, so I got to be careful about that. And Teresa has subscribed to everyone's YouTube. Thank you, Teresa. That is the way to go. And the clown returns. No lightning this time. Can't afford the special effects for re-entry. Plus, that stuff is dangerous. Just ask Great White, right? Anyway, XG Studios goes, Brian had to have a test pattern due to content. Panic button works well. Yeah. When I see the show is tanking, I'm out of here. I've got a reputation to live down to. And Kathy Jackson, as always, darling, thank you for that info you gave me yesterday. Check out the Amazon link for your next favorite read. I love writing romance, whether it's sweet or spicy. Yes, this lady writes some inspirational romance. You're going, wait a minute, did I just read what I thought I read? And yes, you did. Oh, yeah, boom, chicka, wow, wow. Grab your book, that's what we're calling it now, and have a great time. Is that a euphemism, Kathy? Oh my. And Kathy Jackson gives way to Amy Hale here and says her YouTube channel still needs about 32 more. So please check out Amy Hale's. Now we want to get Amy Hale and Eggs and G Studio and Michaela Jade and Christian Basil up over 100. If we could do that before the end of the show live, I would love it, and so would they. And wouldn't it be funny if Amy and Michaela comes first, and Joe, Eggs and G Studios, we got to let the ladies go first because it's only polite. Michaela, then Amy, then you, of course, and Christian will come and bring it up the rear. I think that would be poetic. Anyway, John B. Pica, Google domains are more than GoDaddy. No, they aren't, John. No, they are not. I just got my bill from them, and I own about 4 domains for the price of one GoDaddy one. Now the .coms can be expensive, but I didn't want a .com, so that could be it too. But even then, most .coms are not that not too expensive. But I like Google Domains. I like the service, and at least they bill me once a year rather than billing me over and over again for just one thing. And John B. Pica, Amazon.com. Check out the work of John Pica, please. And he's going to be at Imaginarium this year. So am I. Looking forward to that. Grant Lankard, I forgot to give an update on my friend James Sims. The surgery was successful as well as his Kickstarter. I saw that he crossed the goal line on the Kickstarter. Congratulations. And Grant, kudos to you, man. That is so rising tide, the way you and a group of other people stepped in to promote JW Sims' project and to make sure he got across the finish line. And if he thinks surgery is painful, wait till he has to do fulfillment. Anyway, you're welcome, Cindy. We love you. And there we go. Amazon.com/author/John Pica. See, he's got it. That's the simple way to do it. Bring the people to your author page on Amazon. And if you aren't using that, you're missing a bet. You really are. And Cindy Cap, thank you. Well, thank you, Cindy. We love you. And always need some more Ving. Yeah, he stole the show in the first movie. He was the star as far as I was concerned. And I love that, the thing where Ethan Hunt is confronting him about, where you were behind that beautiful, that hack on so-and-so. And he has a serious expression. He goes, you mean that beautiful, sweet hack on, and it was just beautiful moment. And he and Cruz has some genuine chemistry there. And Brian Robbins says, I think it's the best part of the indie community. Your fans can, and in many cases do, become your friends. I love that aspect too, man. I really do. Because of the direct contact from creator to reader through crowdfunding, it actually has a chance of becoming a real community experience. Yeah, a lot of what we've built here with the Rising Tide did come from that Kickstarter campaign of mine and Eric Hawkins a few years ago. That we saw a lot of people that are on our friends list that we touch base with as often as possible, and we basically met on Kickstarter. And good news, Grant, says Trevor Hawkins, definitely good news. And again, Grant, way to go, man, way to step up, seriously. And sadly, I can't make it to Heroes for Kids. It's the same weekend as Riders on the River. I keep forgetting it. I'm sorry, Amy. Dang, I wish you could. That will be fun because there's restaurants downtown we need to hit, Amy. Yeah, Jessica, if we can go to those places we went last time, Brian will be happy, and I may have Cookie with me, so she'll be happy too. There was one place one restaurant we went to on Saturday night that they made everything in-house, including their condiments, like homemade ketchup. That was great. And 25 minutes behind, time for Feed Cookie Don't Die. Well, it is about that time anyway. Back in the cereal box, we just topped 1,000 likes on Facebook and 1,000 followers on Instagram. And if we get 1,000 subs on YouTube, Johnny will do the show as Slave Leia. Oh, it'll just be like a Tuesday night at the Pica household. Anyway, yeah, definitely help him get up there, okay? Jessica Johnson says, big congrats to Lonnie Johnson for being selected for Citizen of the Year in Perry County, Missouri for his work with Heroes for Kids in the Perry County Sheriff's Office. Seriously, Jessica, congratulations to Lonnie. I'm so proud of him and you both for all you do for that community down there. I have to admit, like when we did Heroes for Kids last time, the first time out, and Jess and Lonnie put me up for the night. I'm really grateful for that. I was traveling by myself. I really thank you for your hospitality. That was so wonderful. But it was kind of funny because I was, the three of us were making our way to the venue. And I remember driving behind Lonnie's squad car. And people recognized his face, and he's wearing his Superman cosplay uniform. And it's like he's driving down the road, and people were waving at him. And then they realized what he's wearing, and it's like, it was funny. It was funny as heck. And plus, you've got the best donut shop down there ever. And WandaVision episode 4. Wow. I don't watch it, so glad you're enjoying it. Russell and Amy Hale, I should be there as long as things are still going okay. We'll miss you. Like, Russell, are you going to be at the Heroes for Kids? That would be great. That would be nice. And Molly Daniels, if romance isn't your thing, how about some steamy fiction by Molly Daniels? Oh, yeah. Boom. Chick and wow, wow. Anyway, check out the work of Molly Daniels. She really is a great writer. And I've got I've got the book I got from you at Non-Con. Towards the top of my, better read it one of these days. Piles, so I'm so far behind. And back on the Zero Boxes tomorrow at 9 p.m. or 9 a.m. rather, Eastern, 8 Central a.m. Our special guest will be author, publisher, filmmaker Steven Zimmer of Seventh Star Press. I like him. He's cool. Definitely tune into that show. It's going to be fun. Nick Tucker says, you really should look up the Townsend's channel on the YouTube if historical cooking interests you. I think that's who she's following. Come to think of it. Yeah. And I found another one. I can't remember the name of it. I don't watch it all of them, because I've got enough to do as it is. I shouldn't get hooked on more. But they tried to replicate formulas of foods and soft drinks. Like they tried to get the original 11 spices, herbs and spices for the Kentucky Fried Chicken recipe, now KFC. And I just watched a pair where they tried to replicate the original formula for Coca-Cola minus the cocaine. And the problem is they couldn't get coca leaves are like crazy expensive and kind of illegal. So they were having some issues there. Wow, lost internet for a moment. Sorry. And I'll miss you all too, says Amy Hale. If it hadn't conflicted with one of my bigger shows, I might have been able to make it. But Riders on the River is a big show for me, and I've been a regular there for years. I'd like to crack that one of these days. So if you people would just coordinate your shows a little better so I can be at more of them. Johnny Bike, I'm going to watch it over lunch break. If you can pop on over AM, we'll be talking about it. Cool. And Amy Hale says, check out the perk levels on her Patreon account. You've got to. Would love to have you join us there as well. I'm on there, and she's doing a good job on her Patreon. It's good stuff. And John Pike, I just got a huge Amazon royalty check this AM, a full $2.29. I'm rich. John, don't be broadcasting. That kind of money could get people going after you. You're going to get people knocking on your door. Nigerian princes and all that one to help you invest. You could get a thing from... what is it? Robinhood.com. Right now I hear GameStop stock is something to be looking at. But anyway, yeah, back up the Brinks truck. John B. Pike, I got paid. And the Skunk Rocker is here. Good to see you, Skunk. I got a question. Who would win in a fight? Hong Kong Phooey, Super Chicken, or Secret Squirrel? Wow. I gotta give it to Hong Kong Phooey, man. He's got the most style, but I'd love to hear everyone else's opinions. Brian K. Morris, did you see the Hot Ones is back for the 14th season? Brian Westloff, yes, their first episode has Nick Jonas' wife. Yes, Priya Chopra, Jonas. Yeah, I was watching it last night. Yeah, I saw that. Fun, and she's a returnee too, because she didn't get enough pain the first time, and the Scoville units have gone up since she was there last. It was a delight. I hope you enjoyed it too, Brian. I love Hot Ones. That's one of my favorite shows anywhere. And one of my few regrets about not having or not getting cable or anything is I've not been able to see the Hot Ones game show. But that's it. I'm sure they'll come to YouTube or something. Carlene would love to go to the Heroes for Kids Con. I think you would have a good time. You and Carl both. Let's talk. And back of the Zero Bucks agrees with me. Hong Kong Phooey, Skunk. Hey, Jobby Pika, looks like you got your third stimulus check, says Brian Rodman. That's right. There we go. And sadness washed over me as I reached and grabbed my coffee cup, only to find it empty. Things must be remedied. Yes, they must, my friend. Yes. And remember, your coffee tastes better if you pour it in a Rising Tide cup, available from our merch store, which is in our introduction. It's below the video on YouTube and above the video on Facebook. So please check it out. We have not surgical, but we have COVID masks. Yes, we have one right here. We have the mask. Yeah. Show your loyalty to the brand and to the movement. And also Rising Tide Publications cups in 4 beautiful colors. The plain white one is really lovely. That's what Brian got. And also phone covers and T-shirts, tote bags. We got all that stuff, and we're going to be looking at more. So thank you, Brian. Get that coffee fast, sir. You've earned it. John B. Pika officially booked as a guest at ICCC Con, Metroham Con, Imaginarium, and Non-Con 2021 is stacking up to be great. Yeah, we will be. We actually have shows to announce in the newest newsletter, and so please you can sign up for the free monthly newsletter right there at that address there. Take a screenshot and you can go back later, or you can go to risingtide.pub, which is right there. And there's a sign-up spot there. Or if you have Facebook Messenger, send me your email address, and I will put it in myself. And then Christian died. And then, we're finishing up the newsletter hopefully tonight, probably while we're watching The Green Room. And hope you can sign up for it. It's free. It's absolutely free and quite entertaining. It's good stuff. And Ted Davies Artistry, Brian, and everyone, have a safe, great weekend. Thanks for all you do, Brian. Brother, thank you for all you do. And don't forget, Tuesdays at 10 a.m., part of the Rising Tide Broadcast Network, is Ted Davies TED Talks. And it is a fun, super fun show. And I believe this week he's got a great topic. I'm blanking out what it is, but I saw it and I'm like, whoa, this is going to be good. And it always is. Ted's a great broadcaster and a great friend and does so much for the Rising Tide community. Brother, we'll see you tonight in the Green Room. We'll see Green Room Ted. It's going to be great. All right. And just as great as Ted is. And John B. Pica, Secret Empire was panned by longtime fans, but it's the most original story in years. Cap as a Hydra sleeper agent was super impactful. Too bad Marvel buckled to backlash, and Nick Spencer had to take the story in a different, shorter direction. Well, I'm glad they compacted the story. That had the potential to become another Spider clone series, but Nick Spencer is one of my favorite writers in comics right now. He's doing some amazing things with Spider-Man. I still don't buy the title, but I read it on Hoopla.com, which ties into my library card. And I'm currently reading Adventure Man right now, John, and I see why you liked it. I'm not even through the first issue yet, and it is so expertly set up. I'm liking Matt Faction's writing on this as much as I disliked his writing on the Jimmy Olsen maxi series he did for DC a while back. But anyway, grab your book and your bunk. That's what he's calling it now, John. I'm not inquiring further. And have a great weekend, Brian. I love you, brother. Grant, I love you too, man. I'm so glad you're a part of this community, man. You really are a huge aid and asset to it. And plus, you do such great work on your own. Let's check out Grant when he gets that Beowulf crowdfunding campaign going. I've read a few pages from it, and if you go to his monarchpublishing.net site, you can sign up for his newsletter, and you will get a free sample of Grant's work, and you'll be glad you did. And here we go. John B. Pica, book yourself for MegaCon Orlando in August. Yeah, hopefully we've got some more coronavirus vaccines down there, like super spreader city there. And always be safe. Slip covers on all books. That's right. You should always practice safe reading no matter what you do. Carl Wisman says, update on the score. Michaela has 48 YouTube subscribers, but Christian is right behind her with 43. Please help Michaela first. Also, don't forget Amy Hale and Eggs and G Studios. We want those guys. We want those guys up there too. Remember, we want Christian to cross the 100 subscriber line, but we want him to cross last because it'd be funny. Trevor Hawkins, listen to the Dark Pope, people. That's right. And I laminated one copy of each as a display, easy to clean. Yeah, and easy to keep sanitary. Very good idea, Molly. That's really a good idea. And MegaCon is tough to get booked unless you are a celebrity. Well, John, then you'll have no problem, dude. And yeah, I love leaving. Seriously. Yeah, I'm with you, Skunk, on that. And Molly Daniels, last month mine was 35 cents. Oh, people. Let's see. Yeah, last month mine was seriously down too. I think I sold one ebook, but I was, it was the season, right? So anyway, Willow Schuyler made it home from work now. Glad it was a short shift. I'm glad it was too, Willow. Hope you're comfy. You're dressed in all your fluffies, and hope you're looking forward to a great day and a great weekend. Willow, as always, love you. And seriously, thank you for all you do for all of us in the Rising Tide Broadcast Network here. You are so greatly appreciated. And please thank Garrett for allowing us to infiltrate your daily announcements. You are totally awesome. And you said condiments. Yeah, I did. Well, I feel that you should be safe while you're eating too. And Legend of the Traveling TARDIS checks in. Michaela at 48. Legend of the Traveling TARDIS at 43. I'm gonna see hashtag Taser Tits. You might. But we'll see. There is a conspiracy going at a 4-way race that you may wind up being almost third. Anyway, Brian Rodman says, well, that's it for this, Brian. Well, I guess you've had enough of me. I can understand it. Thank you so much for another amazing week of programming, my friend. Thank you for being a vital part of that, Brian Rodman. BrianRodman.com for all good things. Looking forward to you and Christian recording with the Dingoes next week. And I'm on next week. Am I with you guys? Am I with Dinger? Yes, I am. My God, I forgot to look at next week's schedule. I don't look at it until Sunday. Thank you, Brian. I'm looking forward to being there. I've been craving to be with you guys all week. I'm such a crap bag. Anyway, Brian Robin, thank you, brother. Oh, and remember, folks, don't wait for the weekend to be yours. Make it so. Hashtag feed cookie. Hashtag bring cookie home. And hashtag laugh like a supervillain. I love that. Brian Robin, I love you, brother. You have an incredible weekend, and we will talk. I know it. And Molly Daniels, I'm booked for Heroes for Kids weekend with the authors in Nashville, Tennessee, Imaginarium in conjunction. Oh, I ought to talk to them. Royal Touch Readers at the Mall of America, non-con, and I'm on the waiting list for Big River Comics. Oh, cool. Well, like I said, my announcements will come on Monday through the newsletter. And I'm going to do something for the Patreon people, too, so they're not in the cold. In fact, a couple times when I have huge announcements, like for my merch line, I arranged it so that I did a video for the newsletter and for the Patreon subscribers and made sure that it fell at exactly the same time. So everyone had the same information available to them simultaneously. So, because that's how I work things. I'm a conniver. And anyway, but yeah, it will have my full schedule so far. My first show, I will say, because I think I've mentioned it before, so it's not like a huge secret. My February show canceled, had nothing. Then, I got to cross that out because that got made into a lie. So my first show, well, actually I can't announce my first show because I promised I wouldn't, but that will drop by the 1st. And let's see, there's that. I don't really need that page, do I? Okay, I'm pulling it out of my planner. There's space for more. So anyway, I've got about by the end of the year, I'm going to have about 12. I'm not really looking to get into any new shows this year because I've got so much stuff to produce. It's crazy, and I'm loving it. But I will be at several shows like Non-Con. I will be at Imaginarium and Heroes for Kids and some other places. Andrew Welch, it's tough doing normal stuff while listening to the only news program worth watching. This is the news, right? Yes, we pride ourselves on the quality and integrity of our fake news here. So unless we're talking about the COVID, we are doing fake news all day long. And Russell Allen, yeah, I should be there at Heroes for Kids. Might snag a table and set up for Zeno Night Titan. You better, brother. By God, I want to meet you in person. You got that? Get your backside over to Heroes for Kids. And all of you get your backsides to Heroes for Kids. Cindy Kemp, if you're listening, you might look into that too. All right. Because it's, if nothing else, it's a good cause. And when you purchase a table there, you are also contributing to the charitable donations that the Johnsons will be doing. Okay. So now let's close out this show. Brian K. Morris, I'm still in awe of your movie you put on my post about picking actors from your birth year. Well, thank you. I admit I went over the limit on that, but I saw how many people were born in 1956, and I'm like, whoa, wait a minute here. And I didn't even get into rock and roll. I was surprised to find that John Lydon was the same age I am. And John Lydon, I love John Lydon. He gave one of the best quotes. We used it in our newsletter. He was on Opie and Anthony years ago, and as they were setting up, they were kind of teasing him about, well, John's here to tell us about various stories of rock and roll debauchery, and Lydon, of course, is like slyly smiling, and was like, sir, what would I know of such things? And one of them goes, well, John, we live vicariously through your exploits. And John got very serious, and he looked at whichever one it was that said that. I don't know which one, whether it was Opie or Anthony, but he looked at them very seriously and said, don't live vicariously, live victoriously. And I'm like, whoa. Whoa. That's a powerful statement. But anyway, no, I'm glad you like that. That was fun to research, Brian. I had a blast doing that. You need more questions like that so I can show off. Andrew Welch, I share my usual Jester at Large Facebook page, but it is a bit slow there right now. Instead, I want to share my virtual adventure as I virtually walk the distance from my home to Graceland, traveling without leaving home and walking myself healthy. That's the goal. MyVirtualTransmission.com. Check it out. Well, dude, post that on, definitely share that on your Facebook page, man. That's great stuff. That's good content. I love it, but let's push that Jester at Large page and make it bigger. And Sunday, says Willow Schuyler, she has Michael Gillespie on her show. He was the manager for the Canadian band Sugar and Spice from the 60s. Oh, cool. I've heard of them. A photographer I met through my cosplay was their guitarist. So tune in at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. And go to Schuyler Productions on Facebook and follow that page for more updates. Also, check her out on she has a page on YouTube. Also, give that some subscription love too. And there is that link for Willow Schuyler. Thank you, Willow. And please, everyone, bookmark that and check out Willow's Pillow Talk. And she runs an amazing show. She is such a great broadcaster, and I love hanging out with her. She is so much fun. And the Hail Hydra heart hit in a very bad time, so no, I don't think I'll ever really forgive doing that to Cap, says Nick Tockard. Yeah, but it worked out. It was a really good storyline. It really was well done. And it was kind of funny because I saw all the fan outrage the next day, and I knew my local comic shop was going to be in the middle of all that. So I made sure I wore my Captain America T-shirt, and everyone's walking in, and they know I'm going to have an opinion on it. I just got a great big smile and said, "Hail Hydra!" I didn't make any friends that day. Anyway, Carl Witzman, bye all. Got to get some lunch and a nap before the Green Room whispers. Help Michaela on YouTube. Notice that subliminal help Michaela on YouTube message there. So everyone, we're not saying that you should have a favorite help Michaela, but please, look at the offerings on YouTube, like mine. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do help Michaela. And also, other people that are in the Rising Tide community, Help Eggs and G Studios and Amy Hale, that, just a simple subscribe costs you just a few seconds. Doesn't cost you any money, but it means a lot to that broadcaster. And what makes Adventure Man so good is Terry and Rachel Dotson's artwork. It is just gorgeous. It really is. That's some of the best work they've done in ages. And they've never turned in a bad art job as far as I can see. And Grant Lankard will be on me the 21st of next month. It's going to be a fun show. Yeah, I got to get Grant Lankard on my show sometime too. But anyway, no, I look forward to seeing that, Russell. That'd be great. And I love seeing your show too. So check out Russ Explode Studio, Books with Heart. And Molly Dales only has 39 subscribers on her YouTube. I got to support that too. And Jeremy Woodring of the Dastardly Dingoes is here, and new content from the Dastardly Dingoes podcast interview. Chad Nuss reviews 20 comic books and gives an unbiased rating. I'm looking forward to that, Jeremy. Looking forward to that. Glad to see you guys expanding your fare. Andrew Welch says, plans in the work for Jester at Large. An exciting new video series is being planned. I'm sure it is somewhere. I'm playing more clown videos. I love those clown videos. Also working on that long promised novel. Good. Not writing one, not reading one. Yeah, I tell people I'm doing a book right now, and they say, "Oh, really? You haven't got it colored in yet?" We're also ready for the world to get back to normal, so I can get back to being weird. I have not let I've let my weirdness keep going, man. I gotta stay in practice. So there's nothing wrong with being weird, and I think we need weirdness right now. Like the old saying goes, when the going gets tough, the tough get weird. And Molly Dan says, if you want to hurt your ears with my singing, otherwise run away. Oh, it's your karaoke? Oh, darling, I got to go there. You love your karaoke. And back of the box, Mikhail's up to 52 subs now, and she's got subscriptions too, but enough about her private life. And 52 to 43 says Carl Wisman, mocking Christian Basil with his laughter. Back of the cereal box, weekend with authors. I'm in Nashville and never heard of that. Deets. There's a lot that goes on I don't hear about, John. Get used to it. Eric Hawkins, I think my first show will be announced sometime today. Oh, cool. And when is Heroes? That is in July, my friend. And let me check Yes, that's July 17th, Saturday, July 17th. That is going to be at the Perry Park Center at 800 City Park Drive in Perryville, Missouri, just across the Mississippi River to Chester, Illinois, the home of Popeye. So you can get a lot of geeking that weekend. And Jeremy Woodring says, if you don't have time to listen to the full episodes of our new show, Indie View, check out on Facebook show Indie View One Shots. We break down our Indie View shows into individual comic reviews. Very clever. Good idea, Mr. Video Editor Jeremy Woodring, who is for hire, and contact him immediately for your video needs. Back in the cereal box. Hey guys, got to run. Have a great weekend and keep that tide rising. You too, John. Thank you for everything, man. And some mornings I'm going to get up early enough I can be on your show sometime. I'm going to invade your program. And one last reminder, Amy Hale still needs 30. So check it out. So while you're voting for Michaela and maybe Christian, I voted for everyone. Eggs and G Studio and Amy Hale also could use your subscription love too, please. And Legend of the Traveling TARDIS says, Michaela, you just made your 50 gold, but those boobies will be on the Lucy soon. Yes, we hope you enjoy your picture of me and Carl. Anyway, Amy Hale just subscribed. Excellent. So please, and we've caught up at only 3 minutes past 12. Yay. So we've got to feed Cookie. You know we got to feed Cookie because that's all that keeps me alive. So let me get to where I need to be. Yes. Programming notes for the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. Tonight at 8 p.m., the Historical Fencing Guild on YouTube with Nick Tockert. It is always going to be a great show. Nick is high energy entertainment and education, so check him out. I always try to watch that show on the reruns, though, because I'll also be in Carl's Witzman's Green Room. Uncle Carl's Secret Humor page will have the Green Room tonight with most of your favorite people, all Rising Tiders, and at least most of them. I think there's a couple that aren't, but only because they don't hang out here. They are lost, dang it. Anyway, so please check it out. Join Uncle Carl's Secret Humor page. Contact Carl or Donna, Carlene, or myself, and we can get you in. I've gotten 3 people in there recently. Hi, honey.
Hiya.
We're wrapping up the show so I can feed you. I am. It's truth.
That may be truth, but you're not done.
No.
Speed it up.
Blame them. They keep talking to me.
Okay.
All right, here. Oh, you people, look out.
Don't make me do that again.
I'm dead man now. I went... Because this is a classy show and I wouldn't do that. So anyway. I guess you told me. She told me what an a-hole I am. She's reading Muppet Show comics, so you gotta be grateful to me. Yeah, I went into Ollie's and I found the complete Roger Landridge Muppet Show comics in hardcover. And I'm like, that is so mine for only $12. It's a steal. So anyway, so she's reading it, and we are going to feed her. And please post all of your nominations of Kathy Jackson's books. Let's get you voted for. Oh, definitely. Thank you, Kathy. And no, says Trevor Hawkins, feed Cookie. XG Studios, Cookie is in the frame. Hashtag feed Cookie. Yeah, everybody run. She's in the frame. Cookie is a badass, just like Carol from The Walking Dead. Well, she's a Carol, too. That's her nickname. We just nicknamed her Carol. Russell Allen says, please like my page at Russ Exposed Studio, Books with Heart, and his YouTube channel as well. Let's put him over the top too. And have a great weekend, everyone. You too, Russell. Thanks for being here, brother. And done, says Amy Hill. Either she's done voting or I'm done because I'm countering Cookie. So anyway, thank you all for being here on this Friday, January 29th, 2021. Thank you for helping me close out the month with some fun and laughter. Hope you all had a good time too. And as always, thank you to Plasma Fire Graphics when the look of your book matters to you because it matters to your readers. So please check out what Jeffrey Hayes can do for you. You've seen his many of his book trailers on here for me and other people. The Captain Hawkland, the Charles F. Milhouse stuff is by him, and he's got more in the pipeline. Please get this guy to do some stuff for you. You'll be glad you did, and it is so affordable. You'll be amazed by it. And thank you for supporting the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. We have a page on Facebook now, where we're trying to make it a one-stop shopping place for all of our shows, which includes TED Talks at Tuesdays at 10 a.m. East, all times Eastern. Also, Creative as Hail on Thursdays at 8 p.m. starting February 4th. Also, Stupid O'Clock Thursdays at 9 p.m. Saturdays at 11 p.m. plus Joe Dog's Tuesday and Thursday show, lunchtime at the Doghouse at 12:05 p.m. Always a fun show. Always a fun show. Can't wait till he can get back to that. And let's see, I think that's everybody in the network. Also, Clever Title Pending. Please check out last night's show with Meredith Walgren. She was amazing. And we've had some really great shows. This coming Tuesday, we're going to be talking with Michael Watson, hashtag most epic creator, interviewer, artist, publisher with Freestyle Comics, and just a great guy, and has got drive like crazy. And thank you, Molly Daniels. Thank you for that subscription there. Please keep it going, people. We've got people with YouTube channels, not just me, but Christian Basil, Amy Hale, Eggs and G Studios, and Michaela Jade. We're trying to get all of them over 100 subs so they can get a unique URL to make it easier to find those good people. So please support them. Also, get a bit.ly address in the meantime. It helps. Anyway, so thank you to everyone who everyone who has been watching the show this morning. Willow Skyler will let you get the last word. John, you know flattery will get you everything. Thanks for the vote of confidence. I certainly try to live up to this awesomeness you all speak so highly about. Well, darling, we love praising you because you do a lot. You do it with a beautiful smile and the great attitude. So anyway, we're glad you're here to counter my grumpiness. So anyway, folks, thank you for watching the show, and thank you for supporting our people here. And again, please check out geekinsider.com and also Wild One Forever with Meredith Walgren. Please check out the Rising Tide Publications or the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. Also Rising Tide Publications on Facebook and YouTube. Please subscribe to our channel as well if you haven't already. And also check out risingtide.pub. That is our website where you can sign up for my free monthly newsletter. It's going out on February 1st at 5 p.m. And we've got secret links and YouTube stuff and a special video that only subscribers will get to see, as well as motivation, education, and inspiration. So please check us out. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. And if you like this video, whether if you're watching on YouTube, please smash that thumbs up button and also give a subscription to the channel you're watching on. Same with Facebook. Like it, love it, can't get enough of it. And be sure to like the page you're watching it on because that helps them quite a bit. And I think that's all I've got for now. I've got to feed my lady, and she's probably already starting lunch because we got a big weekend plan. Also, I want to thank my Patreon subscribers. Thank you all very much for your support of our endeavors. You are so very much appreciated. Thank you to Christian Basil for showing up earlier as our special guest star. And don't forget, please sign up for those pages that we mentioned earlier. And I think that's all I've got. So I'm going to see what Cookie's making for lunch. I'm going to drink some more café. And I'm looking forward to a great weekend. Hope you are too. Don't forget to watch me tomorrow night on X and G Studio on YouTube. And I'm going to be talking with Joe D. McPhee. He's going to interview me. We don't know what the conversation will be about, but we're going to have fun. And we hope you will too. Please subscribe to his channel too while you're at it. And so anyway, folks, thank you for being here. Thank you all. I appreciate you all. And we hope that, as always, stay smart, stay safe, wash your hands, and never apologize for being awesome. That's just what you are. All right. Have a great weekend. We will see you Monday morning on another episode of Nevermind the Furthermore at 10 a.m., 9 a.m. Eastern. Have a great weekend, everyone. Bye for now.
southwest of Chicago, there is a small, secluded cemetery known as Bachelor's Grove, and it is one of the most haunted places in the United States. Author Brian K. Morris brings you a collection of writings that will help you navigate this ghostly graveyard, if you dare. The Haunting Scripts of Bachelor's Grove is available now on Amazon.com. Get your copy today.
Thank you for tuning in to Nevermind the Furthermore, a Rising Tide Publications and Brian K. Morris production. Member of the Comic Book Advocating Network and sponsored by GeekInsider.com. Become part of our show with sponsorship and advertising opportunities. For details, contact advertising at GeekInsider.com or visit podcast.geekinsider.com. The Geek Insider podcast is available on your favorite app, so please hit the follow button and share it out to your friends, because if you don't, you might have to turn in your geek card.
Now, every Sunday morning, longtime independent comics creator and Indie Volt podcaster Randy Zimmerman hosts a discussion on the lighter side of comics, the more whimsical and fun comics out there, on the Sunday Funnies. That's 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every Sunday on Indie Volt, indievolt.com, the Indie Volt YouTube channel, and the usual Indie Volt sites on Facebook. Listen in, won't you? Participate in the chat. Let's have some fun. See you there.
Author Cindy Kep is writing on the edge. Books include Remnant in the Stars, The Loudest Actions, Lines of Succession, Mindstorm, Condemned Courier, the Yerushalayim series, and Animal Eye. Find author Cindy Kep at CKOEPP.com today.
Choose high-flying action. Choose death-defying escapes. Choose spine-tingling thrills. Choose nail-biting intrigue. Now's your chance to choose the adventure. The Captain Hawkland Adventures. Available on Amazon.com.
Go thee to thy rest, O Shades. Thou hast served well in life. Now take thy reward.
Reels and Heels is a podcast that discusses movies, television, wrestling, and more. With a rotating guest list of friends and filmmakers alike, Reels and Heels salutes the creative arts of all kinds. Join Brian Winzeloff and Nicole Jobin live every Saturday at 2:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Reels and Heels.
Stormgate Press presents a collection of 7 new short stories from today's leading authors and illustrators in the new pulp genre. Experience courageous two-fisted heroes and their intrepid and often dangerous exploits. From dark, watery depths to high-flying heights, these fantastic tales span the globe and take the reader on fast-paced adventures in classic pulp style. Take a seat as we pull back the curtain on Days Gone By with edge-of-your-seat storytelling in the vein of Golden Age era pulp fiction. This is Pulp Reality. Available now from Stormgate Press on Amazon.com. From author Brian K. Morris comes a classic hero in a high-flying, fast-paced, and action-packed steampunk adventure. The original Skyman battles the Master of Steam with an introduction by comics icon and historian Roy Thomas. A Rising Tide, an Ace Comics publication. Available now in print or digital format on Amazon.com.
This is the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe to us wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. Also catch us on the HWWS Web TV YouTube channel. Subscribe today and become part of the legend.
So let's go.
Ooh. Oh. My nippies got hard.